was called Secret Agent Man, and it was starring Patrick McGoohan as a secret agent. These are just lovely songs.
Shooby Dooby.
Yeah.
Nobody shooby doobies anymore.
How can you tell me how much you missed me?
Is Johnny Rivers his real name, or is
No,
that sounds like a made-up
It
name?
is. His name is John Henry Ramistella,
Yeah, that's not a good.
and a famous producer, I've lost it here, gave him the name. Say, we're going to change your name to Rivers.
Some rain taps at my window.
I always liked this song a lot.
West wind soft as a sweet dream. My love warm as the sunshine. Sitting here by me.
We need more of this in the days to come. Just simple.
Just a simpler time?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to get back?
Johnny wrote this one.
Rainbow, golden hair shining like moon glow.
You know, it's also Joni Mitchell's birthday. I kind of thought you were going
Really?
to open with Joni
Well, I'm
Mitchell.
secret agent, man. You know, how do I say no to that?
I guess
yeah.
you can't. You know, you don't have enough opportunities.
I mean,
to
all
secret
due
agent.
props to Joni, but I put everybody to sleep at 6 a.m. You know.
He did a version of Seventh Son. But these were, I mean, all of these songs were huge hits for him.
Long distance information. Give me Memphis, Tennessee. Help me find a party that tried to get in touch with me. She could not leave a number, but I know the place.
Now, this is not the version that you know.
I was going to say, but this has been done by other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Baby, I need your loving. Baby, I need your loving. Although you're never near.
Looking at the cover of one of these albums here, the one with Summer Rain on it.
Uh-huh.
We need to bring back giant medallions.
That you wear around your neck?
Yeah, you know, giant medallions. You know. Need to
With
bring
your-
those back.
With your shirt opened like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his is,
Or with
his
like
is-
a turtleneck?
He's wearing a turtleneck.
Because the turtleneck is the other option there.
Yeah.
And Nehru jackets. Let's bring back Nehru jackets.
Sure.
Remember when Johnny Carson showed up one night wearing a Nehru jacket?
Who's fashionable.
Yeah. Johnny Rivers.
There you go.
82 years old. Happy birthday, Johnny. He retired because, well, he's
Yeah.
really old. He retired. No, he just retired last year.
He can't stand up anymore because of the giant medallions.
They're too
They're
heavy
weighing
and
him
no
down.
one will remove it for
But
me.
he won't take it off.
He started in high school in a band called the Rockets, led by somebody named Dick Holler.
That's not his real name.
Dick Holler and the Rockets.
That's a made-up
That's a good
name.
one, though. Oh man, that's a simpler time, a simpler time when it was, you know, nobody cared about racists. They were just racists.
What?
No, it's,
This is Dick Holler.
oh, I remember this. This was a hit.
I just got this text from Bad Brad Weather. Good morning, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
He says Mickey Raphael's birthday is today, too. The last standing member of Willie Nelson's family band. He plays the harmonica.
He lives
really?
here too. Mickey Raphael lives here, I believe.
Oh,
Isn't that right, Brad? Dick Haller also wrote Abraham, Martin, and John.
Oh, really?
He didn't have the hit with it.
He
That
didn't?
was Dion, maybe, or
Give me a sec. I'll find it.
a great song. Dick Haller.
Dion.
Yeah, Dion.
So,
This is Dion.
Yeah, this
but Dick wrote it.
Dick Haller wrote it.
He freed a lot of people, but it seems good they die young. You know, I just looked around and he's
A lot of people remade this song.
A very sad song about
Yeah.
the deaths of John Kennedy.
I'm trying to remember who
Martin
the,
Luther
the
King.
one that I recognize. I want to say it's Smokey Robinson, but no. Marvin Gaye?
Yeah, probably.
Has anybody here seen my old friend?
It's nice.
It's nice, but that's not the
That's
one that
not
I'm
the one
thinking
you're
of. Interesting.
Yeah, Dion was the big hit with it.
Anyway, Dick Haller.
Dick Haller.
If we had new radio people, that would be a good radio name.
Oh,
but
here, Carrie, it says...
It would be.
Here are
Yeah.
the people who have recorded Abraham, Martin, and John. Dion, Ray Charles,
maybe
Yeah.
that's the one.
Bob Dylan, Kenny Rogers, Emmylou Harris, Andy Williams, Marvin Gaye, Whitney Houston, and Moms Mabley.
Now we're talking.
Moms Mabley. Moms Mabley, who I saw interviewed on TV, and she smoked all the time. She's always
course.
smoking, and she said, "I won't get cancer because I don't use matches, paper matches, because it's the glue in the
Oh, that's the part.
That's-
huh?
it's the glue in the match that gives you the cancer."
That's some sound logic, and it's coming your way
more,
to the,
more,
yeah,
of
more of
that.
that.
to the FDA.
More of that on the way.
Mhm. This is Ray. This is not who I know
No?
the song by now, I'm sure.
Maybe it was Kenny Rogers when you were working at the country
it
station.
could- I don't know if the country station would play Abraham, Martin, and John.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they might because they didn't know what it was about.
See my old friend Abraham.
This is very gospel-y.
Yeah,
Can you tell me where he's gone?
it's that church organ.
He freed a lot of people, but the good they died young.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I looked around one day and the man was gone.
Lovely.
It is nice. All right,
That's some
well,
farting
that was
around.
nice.
certainly some.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right. We're going to take a break here, and then we will come back with your check-ins. 877-602-9696. 877-602-9696 is the number to check in with the Radio from Hell show. You can also text us if you like, 33986. But however you choose to do it, please check in with us. We want to hear from you.
All
Okay?
right. Salt Lake Film Society.
Yeah, it's Broadway Center Cinemas, and they're celebrating 100 years of Utah film with cult classics filmed right here in Utah all month long. In that vein, the movie this week is Thelma and Louise.
Nice.
Filmed right here. Enjoy the background of Moab there. Also, get ready for the annual Sound of Music event, Sing with Maria. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Well, you go... this would be a great thing to maybe take your mom to for a night out. She would probably love this. It's happening December 7th through the 14th, or your kids that have never seen Sound of Music. It's like Rocky Horror, but for for a different set of people.
Yeah.
Real different.
Yeah.
The best part is where they tear up the Nazi flag.
Trivia prizes, limited edition T-shirts, merch, swag, all kinds of stuff. Also, get ready for the upcoming release of Wicked by watching Wizard of Oz this weekend. Again, you probably have never seen that on
Never
the big
seen
screen.
it on the screen.
It's
Wouldn't that be
it's
great?
really great. It is. I've seen it on the big screen. It's
All
cool.
of this is available, of course, by going to slfstix.org.
At Shane Company,
I thought
laws in America.
What?
Rules, all kinds of these are laws that are on the books in various states. So, for instance, in Alabama,
Well, is it
it's a list.
is it a proper list?
I think
Okay,
so, yeah.
all right.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is a law on the books in Alabama. You may not dress as a member of the clergy unless you are one. You
What about
can't-
Halloween?
No, it's a misdemeanor.
I want to be a pregnant nun for Halloween. I can't do that?
In Alaska, you can't operate motorcycles or loud power tools at night. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? That's
all right,
not so
yeah.
strange. Arizona, you don't interfere with a claw game, a claw machine, or a crane game. You know those. Where you, yeah, the claw. Don't. It's illegal to mess with them. If you do, it's a misdemeanor. Arkansas says, forget about beeping your horn after 9 p.m. at sandwich shops.
At sandwich
Yes,
shops
specifically. It says here, no person shall sound the horn on a vehicle at any place where cold drinks or sandwiches are served after 9 p.m.
Don't disturb my sandwich.
I don't understand that.
I'm having a before bed sandwich.
In California, you can't eat frogs that die in frog jumping competitions.
Huh?
That's a waste of a frog then, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you just throw it on the heap. Colorado, you can't use upholstered furniture outside.
Why not?
I don't know.
You can't
So
use
you have to use-
upholstered furniture outside.
Oh, here, I bet this is the reason. It's outdoor furniture lobby people saying, you must buy outdoor furniture.
I think it's because it just looks trashy. That's
can't-
why I made that law.
You can't use upholstered couches, mattresses, or in the front or backyard or the side yard.
I'm an elected official, and I've decided that looks trashy.
Now, this is a good law. In Connecticut, it is against the law to sell silly string to a minor.
Oh yeah, we're
Well,
anti-silly.
that's a good idea.
You know,
'cause
I think
What about
only,
mascots?
I think only mascots can have silly
No,
string.
they're dangerous with silly string.
and that stuff's flammable, you know.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
I've told that jazz bear, you stay away from me with that stuff.
I'll punch him.
In Delaware, you can't whisper or use profane language in a place of worship.
You can't whisper in a place of worship.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're supposed to only talk out loud?
It says no person may disrupt religious worship by noise, talking, or whispering,
But
or by rude or indecent behavior.
But how do you tell your kids to knock it off?
You just shake your fist at them.
tell them they're going to get arrested.
Don't feed the alligators in Florida. That's not odd.
Yeah.
Georgia, you can't have chickens crossing the road.
Well, it's just a good idea.
But they need to get to the other side.
Well, I'm sorry.
They really don't need to.
You have to carry them.
What kind of business do they have? What business are they carrying out across the street? Really?
And in Idaho, you can't carry a red cane or a white cane unless you're fully or partially blind.
That's right.
You can't dye a baby chick in Illinois.
Yeah.
In
Probably a
Indiana,
good
don't
idea.
even think about catching a fish with your bare hands.
Why
no
not?
hillbilly hand fishing?
Nope.
They got a whole series of shows about that.
In Iowa, don't pass off fake butter as real butter. Now that's a
That's
good law.
a good law.
Let me see where.
Give me a good one to end with. Here.
We don't
we
have
need
one
to
for
eat.
Utah. We don't have
There are
one.
All
no
of our
weird
laws.
Yeah.
Just look at our liquor laws. That's all you need to know.
In let's see. In
One more.
I got to get a good one here. In Maryland, it is illegal to use stench bombs.
What is a
Stink bomb.
A stink bomb, any liquid, gas, or solid substance or matter of any kind which is intended to be thrown, dropped, poured, deposited, or discharged for the purpose of producing a noxious, nauseating, sickening, irritating, or offensive odor. No stink bombs allowed. Listen, we will officially begin the show. We'll have a little Mill Creek coffee while we're doing it. Just a little sip here.
Gotta mix mine up.
I wonder if I can get Mill Creek coffee in Iceland. I probably have to have it
No,
shipped.
you'd have to.
I'll have
take
to
it
have
with
it shipped, probably.
Yep, sorry.
So we'll officially begin the program here, and then we'll go to your check-ins at 877-602-9696, or you can text us 33986. Gina, do we have a sponsor?
Yeah, join Carrie and Gina and Jimmy the Wine Guy for a whiskey and history walking and tasting experience November 16th. Sorry, Bill, you're not.
You could.
It is a walking and
I
the
could-
tasting you could do, the walking not so much.
I could take an Uber.
This is a limited capacity event. Get your tickets now at x96.com. It's powered by the Ruin SLC, High West Distillery, and Sugar House Distillery.
Oh, that's fine. I'll be in Iceland by then. The moon is 32.4% of full. It is a waxing crescent moon. We'll have a full moon on November 15th, it looks like. The moon will rise today at 1 p.m., today being Thursday. It's the 7th day of November in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024. It's National Men Make Dinner Day.
That's every day in my house.
Damn it. National Book Awards Week.
Oh.
The Book Awards ceremony, I think, is at the end of this month. There are a lot. I've looked at some of the nominees, none of the books I've read. And it's Hug a Bear Day.
Ooh.
Doesn't sound like a good idea.
Oh, a teddy bear. And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Carrie Jackson right there. I'm future Icelander Bill Allred. That's Gina Barberi right over there. She's the distaff member of the Radio from Hell show. Katie for short is our producer, and we have helping out. Who is that in there? Is that Spencer?
Yes.
Spencer is here,
Thank you, Spencer.
helping
You didn't
out.
bring a dog with you, did you, Spencer? No, only one dog today.
All right. So now we will go to your check-ins. 877-602-9696. How you holding up? Huh?
Braden is here.
Hey, Braden in Tooele. How you holding up?
I'm holding up well, Bill. How are you holding up?
I'm muddling along.
Great. Hey, I actually had a question. Do you get your Mill Creek coffee in Mill Creek, or do you order it online?
We have it brought to us.
But that's not
Oh,
that's not how it is
Yeah.
normally
Well,
acquired.
they have their location
Yes.
downtown, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
where you can get it.
And yeah, you can get it at the airport.
that's awesome. I've never tried it, so I was just really curious on where you got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No.
their stores at 657 South Main
Yeah, you
Street.
can go right down there and see them roasting.
yeah.
You can get a subscription. You can. They'll mail it to you.
Are there any other locations that actually sell the beans and stuff, or just?
I'm sure there is, but
I think there is. Yeah.
Stores. There's Main Street, Mill Creek City, and the airport.
Katie, you want to come and tell us? Yeah.
It's
Katie
Katie's,
knows.
Katie's
Well, that's great.
Katie's husband is a roaster there.
But the subscription, you can subscribe and have it sent to you.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
My husband is the head roaster down at the
Main
Salt
store.
Lake. Yeah, and then there is one in Mill Creek in the it's over by Mill Creek Commons, which you guys should go patronize that if you haven't. There is another one. Where's the other one?
I don't know. Is it in
So one
Iceland?
downtown.
No, it is
Mill
not
Creek-
in Iceland,
Mill
I'm sorry
Creek
to say.
Commons and another location.
Just at the airport. That's
yes,
what the website
there we go.
says.
That's
The airport.
There.
So
But
So-
it's great.
Try it. It's really excellent coffee, and it's been they've been the supporters of ours for
long
years
time.
and years and years and years since they started. 15 years ago.
Yeah, we
20
were
years
there for
ago?
the
Oh, wow.
opening.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd love to patronize them, so I shall do that this weekend.
Great.
Thanks,
Thank
Braden.
you.
See you later.
Bye bye. Let's go to Milo.
Milo in West Valley. What's up?
Not much. Just working, listening to you guys.
How you holding
wanted
up?
to mention that was a good song. I was doing good, man. I love my job. It's just all I'm doing is painting the balloon right now. I'm sitting back and relaxing.
Okay.
You say you liked that opening song, that Johnny Rivers song?
Yeah, I love them. Like, it's a nice transition from waking up early in the morning to the nice, calm music.
Are you familiar with Johnny Rivers other than what you just heard this morning?
No, but you guys got me onto that artist now. I'm looking it up right now on iTunes. Let me check this guy out. He's pretty calm.
That's
Yeah,
kind
listen-
of how farting around works.
Yeah, listen to a bunch of his stuff. It's most of it's really quite good. He was just a good performer.
You guys should start a Spotify list of all the stuff you guys play. I'm like, I I can listen to this.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think
Milo.
that's an
Thank
excellent
you.
idea. Milo, we will. I probably have most of them. My phone picks them up every morning and just lists them. So if somebody'd like to transcribe that, thanks.
All of our massive staff with
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
extra
exactly.
time on their hands.
We all have so much time that we can do these things. Yeah.
Thanks, Milo.
Thanks for checking in, Milo. See you later.
Bye, Milo. Let's see. Mixer driver Shane checking in from Orem, hoping it's still a bad dream.
Nope. Sorry.
Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. Pittsburgh listener Mauricio checking in. I had an all-day meeting yesterday at work. Did I miss anything?
Nope, everything's fine.
I used to drive a Dick Holler back in the day.
But
A Dick Holler.
Let's see. Perry City listener checking in. It's my Friday. Let's get this
I
over
want
with.
it to be my Friday.
Woodworker Willie thanking me for the Doug Stanhope yesterday. Thank you for playing Secret Agent Man. Now I have the image of a naked Ace Ventura coming out of a rhino's rear end in my head all day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they used it.
Let's see. So did the Umbrella Academy. Think of that instead.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morning, Lords. Kara here. I have an interview this morning to get a promotion at work. Wish me luck.
You got this, Cara.
You
Go
can
get
do
it.
it.
Go get it.
Well, it depends on what the job is. We need more information, Cara.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Mike in Nashville checking in. Rye of Orem checking in. You guys are quoted in the Salt Lake Tribune this morning about Trump's victory. We
Oh.
are?
Huh. That's
We'll have to
surprising.
go find that.
Yeah. Our publicist didn't alert us to it.
No.
Maybe Zane called them.
Did Zane
I
call?
don't know.
Somebody find that and get it to us, would you please? Meshach of Erda checking in. Johnny B checking in. It's been cool enough that I turned on my radiant heat system yesterday. I love to hear that water gushing through the pipes. It's warm. Let's see. Tony, Totally Blind FOP, checking in.
Hey, it's been a long
Hi,
time
Tony.
since we've heard from Tony.
I'm looking into participating in a study being conducted by the Nori Disease Foundation that is aiming to understand hearing loss in people with Nori disease. I'm hoping it will get my mind off the disaster that just went down.
Not familiar with Nori disease.
Have a good day, Tony.
Tristan from the most west of Jordans checking in. Right Wing Wade checking in. Chef Roy, good morning, Lords. Ogden Oscar checking in from Terre Haute, Indiana. Last night's baked potatoes, this morning's hash brown.
That's thinking ahead is what
is
that
that.
is.
I volunteer to push Bill.
Oh, like on the whiskey.
No, you're not
Yeah, whiskey
invited,
at a-
Bill. This
What?
is mine and Carrie's.
But what if somebody pushes me in a chair?
No, you'll
Come on.
slow us down.
No. God, you guys are butts. It's only $1,900 for a one-way ticket to Reykjavik.
Let's talk about this off the air.
Okay.
Because I have some thoughts.
Okay.
Brad and Jody have today off. For some reason, we're awake
I was
sitting
gonna
in the
say,
front room
why-
drinking coffee.
Why are you up so early if you don't have to be?
Well, they're in Mona. It's my birthday today. I'm not sure how good it will be, as I am very depressed.
Oh, happy birthday.
Cardboard Chris checking in. I got a cough today. I'm sad about it. Joke coming up. Why do elephants paint their toenails red?
Why?
To hide in the strawberry
To
patch?
hide in the cherry trees.
the
actually.
cherry tree, yeah.
Have you ever seen an elephant in a cherry tree?
No.
See it work.
Yep.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lily.
Lily.
Let's see. Let's go. Is that Braden? Is that the same Braden, or is that another
no,
Braden?
it's a different Braden.
Okay.
North Salt Lake Braden. Hey, what's up?
No, it's Brandon.
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 Okay. Well,
Crazy kid.
Okay. Hi, Brandon. It says Braden here, but Brandon. How are you
Yeah,
holding up,
hey.
Brandon?
Oh man, I'm doing all right. I'm old school. I don't know what the Spotify thing is, but I was thinking maybe you guys should get like your own radio program.
You think?
That'd be a good idea,
how
wouldn't
about
it?
that? Our own
Or
show.
we could play music.
Yeah, how
That's a
about that?
great idea. Great idea, Brandon.
You're not going to like the
Excellent.
song I got coming up. I'll tell you that.
All right, thanks for the idea. Well,
No, let me fire up a joke real quick too.
Okay.
What do you get when you mix an elephant and a rhinoceros?
What?
Elefano.
Exactly.
yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Come
See ya.
on.
Bye.
I liked it. I liked it.
That's
Go,
good.
go and sin no more.
Goodbye.
We'll see ya. Traffic, Gina, please.
Well, it's a great start to the Thursday morning drive. So far, no delays on any of the major freeways. Salt Lake, Davis, Weber counties. Right Wing Wade agrees, but he's not the only member of Infiniteam. He's just the one that usually checks in first time in the morning. All y'all are members, so please let me know what you're seeing. If it's safe for you to text 33986.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break, have some messages and a song, and then after that, it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo, and Frank Christ presents the Dead Celebrity Game, all coming up. Stand by. Underdog Fantasy.
If you like to watch sports, and I know many of you do, why not win some money while you're doing it? Underdog Fantasy makes it really easy to do that. There are lots and lots and lots of players across 33 states. $2 billion have been won on Underdog, and Underdog makes it easy for you to cash in on all your athletes' performances. You want to do the pick'em game? That's cool. Just pick higher or lower, simple, on your favorite players' statistics. And Underdog puts all the statistics you could possibly want on their website. And Underdog puts the power to cash out in your hands, because now you can either keep riding with your entry, or you can tap the Win Now button and cash out whenever you want to do it. Underdog, every dog deserves a second chance. And with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. With Underdog's double flex option, you can even take 2 L's and still have your entry be a W. Download the app and sign in with the promo code ALLRED. That's ALLRED. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That's promo code ALLRED. You have to be 18 years of age or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit NCPGambler.
People in texting and in our chat room were looking for it. This was a Cheerios exclusive for Valentine's, limited edition run.
A pink box.
That was a pink box, and it was a combination of chocolate Cheerios and strawberry Cheerios.
That sounds like it could be very good.
You'd think.
No.
But I went to Winco and I found like the only box, I think, available. I couldn't find an end cap or anything like that. I think I found the
edition.
one box, you know.
Now, literally.
Yeah.
Do you like, in general, do you like Cheerios?
Here's the problem. Okay, so you pour the milk over it, you stir it up, and you can see immediately the strawberry flavor fall off the Cheerios. And then you see the chocolate flavor fall off, and it turns into the milk. It makes it chocolate strawberry milk, which is delicious. Which means you're stuck with a bowl of Cheerios now. So that's the only problem.
So you don't really care for Cheerios?
Not that I hate Cheerios. I just prefer other cereals. If you're a Cheerios fan, this is a wonderful thing.
I like Cheerios quite a bit. I haven't had them for a long time.
For me personally, it's just okay.
So they just have chocolate and strawberry dust on them.
Yeah, well, the chocolate Cheerios are chocolate. They're brown.
All the way
okay.
All the way through. So
All
there
right.
must be maybe some sort of flavor. Maybe it's just coloring. I don't know.
See, I like they have these Cheerios almond clusters.
Oh, those are good.
Which are really good.
Oh, yeah. People used to make those homemade.
Yeah.
I like those.
So I found a list here, Gina, that sort of has to do with food as well.
Okay.
And it's a list that you would find very important, I
Let
think.
me see.
We've got a couple of minutes here. Sure.
Okay. It's this was in the New York Times, actually, and it's by J. Kenji Lopez Alt, who is a big deal in the food world.
Okay.
The food expiration dates that you should actually follow.
Yes,
Okay.
because I don't like food that has expired.
Well, the first thing you should know is expiration dates on food are not expiration dates.
Yeah.
Ever?
No. Food product dating, as the U.S.
Milk?
Department of Agriculture calls it, is completely voluntary for all products, except for baby food.
Gina
But it
brought
has
up,
nothing to do with safety.
Gina brought up milk. Okay, because we don't, it's just the two of us in the house, so we buy those small containers of vitamin D milk, cream, whatever it is,
Coffee or whatever,
And I opened one up that was a week and a half past the date. It had not been opened, but it was a week and a half past the date, just fine.
Just fine.
And it was good.
Give it the smell test?
Yeah, give it the smell test. It was good for 5 days, and it was great. So
you know how we do that in my house is that my wife will open the milk and then say, "Here, taste this," and I'm willing to do it, and I'll taste it and go, "Nope." So here's some of the food items and their expiration dates. Now, there's an expiration date on flour, but you
Yeah.
can use it. It'll last forever.
Is it
unless it gets-
there's a difference between expiration dates and best of dates. That's a different thing.
Well, that's or sell by dates.
or sell by, yeah.
Yeah, but people think they're all the same. But the dates on food are generally, people think they're expiration
You know, we've
dates.
learned this from our friend Jeanette Bott at the Utah Food Bank, who
Yes.
says
That's right.
if you have in your pantry food that says it's expired, bring it to the food bank because
Or eat it.
but it's okay to donate food to the food bank if it says it's expired. She said they actually are very good at the food bank of recognizing, well, even though this has this date, it really is fine for another.
Let me get to some of the others before we run out of time.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Bread. Shelf-stable supermarket breads made with oils and preservatives. They can stay soft and not go moldy for weeks past the date on them. Beans, of course, spices. What about canned and jarred foods? Well, if there's no sign of spoilage or rust, they're good pretty much indefinitely.
Yeah.
As long as, there's...
I'm counting
they
on that
haven't-
for the apocalypse.
Oils, even rancidity-prone unrefined oils, if they're stored in sealed cans, will last forever. Mustard lasts forever. Ketchup will start to turn color before the year is out, but it's still edible. It's fine. It just starts getting dark in color.
Yeah, that's when I get nervous, is when it gets darker.
And you don't have to... Now, we do, and I think most people, you don't have to refrigerate your ketchup.
We do.
You can just leave it on the shelf.
They don't at restaurants.
Well, okay, but I'm just saying, you know why they don't and why the main reason is because if you don't put it in the refrigerator, it starts to turn dark quicker. Mayonnaise has a very long shelf life. Eggs, you know what a rotten egg smells like. You will very seldom find one. They're good forever. And apparently people say eggs you keep your eggs in the refrigerator. They're best if they've been in the refrigerator for a week or more.
Eggs.
They get better. And if you go to Mexico, eggs are not refrigerated.
Well, my sister has chickens, and she just has them in her pantry.
Yeah.
And she says they keep forever.
Yeah, you just have to wash them off.
Yeah.
So that's what in America they wash the eggs and put them in the supermarket, which is stupid. You should just leave them. You go to Mexico
You want
or other
salmonella?
countries.
You like salmonella?
Yeah, that's right.
No, I want ants.
Oh, here's milk, Carrie.
Yes.
Milk says milk does go bad, but it'll take a long time past the date on it. And if you want super long-lasting milk, they do have this ultra high temperature milk in cartons.
Yeah, the lactose free, it lasts longer too.
Studio, there was one in the room.
Well, a couple of things about that.
All right.
You're going to hate the music the rest of the day.
Why?
Because I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to play what's scheduled.
All right.
And you'll complain that you've heard the song a million times. But if I play something you've not heard before, then it's a problem. On this day in 1981, the OMD released their third studio album, Architecture and Morality, featuring Joan of Arc, Maid of New Orleans, and that song, Souvenir. All right. Time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. Pick the dead one correctly, you will win.
Tickets to the National U.S. and Canada Women's Hockey game coming up, let's see, tomorrow at the Maverick Center. And why don't we stick those in a Radio from Hell Diner-style mug?
All right, you will win that prize if you play Frank Christ Presents. You don't even have to win. 877-602-9696. We'll play that right after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Fed up with your current health benefits? Empathetics offers alternative private health care with great membership benefits. VIP membership, $95 a month with no contract. Includes a Utah Med card. Learn more at empatheticswellness.com.
Well, before we get to the serious stuff, let's say this. Tom Hanks.
Yes.
Says that he is often sought to play everyman type roles.
Sure.
So it shouldn't come as a surprise when he's mistaken for other actors. But who fans mix up the Oscar winner with is surprising former Batman Michael Keaton.
See, I don't get this.
I don't see it.
Surprisingly Michael Keaton is who. I
don't get it. No, Tom Hanks's rounder features.
Those are not good pictures to compare, though.
And Keaton's got more pointed features.
Mm-hmm.
His nose and his chin.
Hank says, "Oh, Keaton all the time. People think I'm Michael Keaton." He said, "Yeah, me and him are, some form of odd doppelganger back from a long time ago." They don't say Beetlejuice to me exactly, but a lot of the time they say, "Hey, were you in that? I get."
But couldn't you picture Tom Hanks in Mr. Mom? Like, I can picture that.
That I can see.
I can see it.
Now, it goes on to say the actors don't particularly look alike, but there are solid data points to take into account when considering the comparison. Both of them are 5 years apart in age.
Okay.
Both of them. Only one of them is 5 apart.
Yeah.
God, people are bad writers. Their film debuts came only 2 years apart. Hanks with He Knows You're Alone in 1980, and Michael Keaton with Rabbit Test in 1978, 2 very unmemorable movies. And they've both married actresses. Hanks is currently married to Rita Wilson, and Keaton was previously married to Caroline McWilliams. Anybody?
Nobody.
No idea.
Caroline McWilliams. This is a terrible story. I'm sorry I did it, and I apologize for that. And but you won't have to.
Moving on.
Yeah, put up with it long. The weather in Reykjavik is lovely today. One person was found dead after a house explosion rocked South Jordan.
See, I was driving home, and up on Mount Doom, I could see that from there, and it was a lot of smoke, and I was, ooh, what's that?
The identity of the person was not available, at least as of the writing of this story, but officials have said that they were originally searching for a member of the family who lived in the house. Severe damage could be seen from the backside of the home at the house located at 105th South and 3200 West. Crews from several agencies responded to the scene. There was smoke and flames showing, and clearly, based on the circumstances, it appears that there was an explosion, said South Jordan Deputy Fire Chief Ryan Lesner. Most of the damage to the house was seen in the back of the property. Nearby homes were evacuated due to the explosion. Some were damaged in the incident, which is still under investigation. Neighbors spent the night trying to process what had occurred. There's people involved. There is a family, and, just a very tragic situation here, said neighbor Brett Jensen. Someone said that they lived near the home and they lived close by, and when it exploded, their house, the whole house shook like an earthquake. I don't know if there's any more information. Maybe, Gina, you can look for some of that.
For some.
See if there's an update on that. Donald Trump, of course, on his way to a second term in the White House. This time around, he'll have had some idea on what it's like to take control from the Oval Office. Trump will have a Republican Senate when he takes over from Joe Biden in January, meaning that he will have the power to confirm Supreme Court justices. He's already got 3 on the court to do his bidding, and there could be...
You will have Alito and Thomas retire.
Yep.
Fairly soon.
Replaced by young Trumplings who will dictate your lives for years to come.
Should any older conservatives retire under his presidency,
They will.
he'll have the power to replace them with the younger, as Kerry was just saying, more conservative justice. More conservative than Thomas or Alito?
Believe it or not.
What?
Yeah.
Who wrote this? That could have implications on the future of reproductive rights, you think, among other issues.
This is what you voted for, America.
It is not yet known who will take control of the House. I don't know if that's settled yet, even. But should it be the Democrats, they'll help keep Trump's power in check. If there is, however, a trifecta of power between the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives,
It's possible.
well, just anything can happen. You can have Elon Musk.
I'm
in
not
there.
laughing.
Elon Musk.
I'm not laughing at the absurdity of that because
Trump has promised that Musk will have a prominent place in his administration.
say goodbye to your Medicare and Medicaid, your Social Security.
So Elon's going to go in there and fix things economically
Yeah.
because he's the richest man in the world. He knows how to fix things, the economy.
He'll fix it just like he did Twitter.
He knows how to do that. And then there, of course, is Kennedy. And did I hear you playing something yesterday that Kennedy was sort of backing off of his? Well, I don't hate all vaccines.
He was kind of hedging,
a little bit.
A little.
Yeah.
Because maybe that message worked for him, but maybe there's enough in there that he's like, oh, crap, I can't really.
He might be. I'm hoping that he's the dog that caught the car.
Yeah.
I really am hoping this.
That's
but,
a good way to put it.
But he's a Kennedy, so he's got the hubris, and he's never wrong. So I got that.
Governor
feeling, too.
Cox is weighing in on former President Trump's
screw
reelection.
you.
I think it'll be very good for the state of Utah.
No, it won't.
As long as you want to exploit our public lands.
Exactly.
If you want to do that, if you want to take over lands and do it the Utah way, which means letting the developers get it at the pristine lands of Utah, it'll be very good for the state of Utah.
And make women have to go out of state for their reproductive health.
And then
care.
there's that.
I think you'll see that we'll have an opportunity to really unleash the economy, the private sector.
Unleash the private sector.
we've been
that's always worked out. hasn't it?
succeeding as a state despite the headwinds we received from an administration that's made it very difficult. I heard him say something yesterday, Cox say something about, and of course then there's Utah coal.
Oh, boy.
And then he said in the same, we talked about promoting Utah coal, and he said in the same breath, of course, coal is not as viable or desirable as it used to be. People aren't buying the coal because they're trying to move away from it. But we
Okay.
still need to push it.
Yeah, we're going to make them buy it whether they like it or
But
not.
we have it, so we should try to sell it.
President Obama created the Bears Ears National Monument in 2016, declaring it would ensure future generations to enjoy its scenic and historic landscape. President Trump slashed its size the very next year to reverse federal overreach. Then President Biden restored the original boundaries, a move that the state of Utah is suing the Biden administration over.
They won't have to.
With-
It'll just be reversed.
Trump's win, Utah Republican John Curtis predicted Tuesday night the boundaries of Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument, which Trump also dramatically reduced, will shrink again. Trump's election to a second term will empower him to reshape the nation's energy and environmental policies. And if we don't do something about climate change pretty damn soon, it's going to be all over anyway.
It's too late.
We're already drilling more. That's one of the things he's been like, oh, what are you going to do on your first day? It was drill, drill, drill. We are already producing
more
oil than anyone in the world right now. That is not a problem we have.
Well, he doesn't have to do a thing then. He can just say, we're doing that.
We have
That's
been
how
doing
he does
it.
things.
The Native American tribes that make up the Bears Ears Intertribal Coalition, the Hopi, the Navajo, Pueblo, Ute, and Ute Indian tribe, Ute Mountain tribe, filed suit against Trump arguing that the monument reductions were in violation of the United States Constitution and the Antiquities Act of 1906. At Southern Utah Wilderness Alliance, our work is going to make sure, or try to make sure, that the monuments stay in place, they said.
Okay. Good
Man.
luck with that.
Salt Lake County Zoo Arts and Parks Initiative was reauthorized. That's
Okay,
good
that's
news.
a good thing.
For another 10 years through 2034. So there's funding for the zoo and their arts programs and all of that. It looks like Jenny Wilson won re-election
Good.
as county mayor. That's good news. And finally, this story. This is I had in my file last week, and I didn't get to it. A woman in Suffolk, England, was stunned after seeing the mystical glow of the northern lights, the aurora borealis, over the skies of southern England. 56-year-old Dee Harrison's excitement quickly turned to disappointment when she realized that the warm, magenta-colored vista was, in fact, coming from the lights of a nearby tomato farm. Ms. Harrison spotted the red issue while driving to work through the village of Bramford, Suffolk, at around 5:15 in the morning. The cleaner, she's a cleaner, posted 3 photos of her discovery to social media with the caption, "Guess it's the aurora. I've not seen one before." After attracting hundreds of comments, Ms. Harrison was told that beautiful glare actually is coming from the Suffolk Sweet Tomatoes LED light units, which were used to encourage the growth of tomatoes. The social media user who pointed out that the lights were coming from the Great Blenkenham Tomato Factory was 34-year-old Adam Cottrell. Replying to her post, Mr. Cottrell said, "They are lights from a local tomato factory. It has full-spectrum lights that shine right into the sky when there is low-lying fog or clouds. I live up the road, and I've seen it a few times." Ms. Harrison was very, very sad to find that she's only seeing lights from a tomato factory and not the aurora borealis. That's it.
All right.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Ray Gunn, who went viral for her breakdancing routine at the Paris Olympics, has revealed she has quit competing in the sport.
Good.
The 37-year-old university lecturer Rachel Gunn, known by her break name Ray Gunn, appeared on a Australian radio station, the Jimmy and Nath Show. That you guys know
that's a
that
very
show.
good show,
It's a
yeah.
good show.
They're going to be taking our place, too.
She revealed she has stopped dancing competitively, so that long national nightmare is over. Let's see, the Utah Jazz, they might win their second game of the year against the Milwaukee Bucks, who also only have one win. So,
Well,
this could be...
You're saying there's a chance.
And, boy, that'll be an exciting game.
Let's see, and tonight, Utah Hockey Club at St. Louis Blues. Puck drops at 6 for that, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, the football tonight would be the Bengals and the Ravens. That's at 6:15. That's your sports. Weather. It's chilly, 27 right now, 45 for a high later this afternoon, and sunny. We stay pretty cold the next couple of days, but we do warm back up. Usually we're in the mid-50s to low 60s this time of year. We'll be back that way over the weekend, it looks like. Traffic, let's see, have one incident. Nope, that's been cleared. Everything's looking great so far, and you haven't sent anything in via text, but you can if you see something. I appreciate it when you do. 33986. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure & Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Frank Christ. In these troubled times, the Grim Reaper, Frank Christ, has become a ray of light
You wouldn't think
in the
that,
darkness.
Am I?
Yes, you are, Frank.
That's not the light from a tomato farm?
No, it's you. Frank is the Grim Reaper of celebrity souls. Frank, and that's very sad for Frank because, well,
I love our precious celebrities.
I know you do, and you love them because
Everything they say and do is right.
that's right. Frank, he doesn't kill the celebrities. He collects their souls, loads them into his electric scooter, which we usually have a picture of up here, but we don't right now.
Yeah, we do.
It's right there.
Oh, there it is. Now it is. Now it's up. I haven't really noticed
That's
that
a
one
new
before.
one.
Yes. Go to x96.com/live and you'll see an artist's representation of what Frank looks like. We see him here in the studio, but people like just in general, can't see you, right?
No. I have a leather jacket with that on the back of it, that logo.
That does look
yeah.
like a good logo.
Frank is here to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's given me a list of 4 actors, of 4 precious celebrities, and on this list, well, one of them Frank has taken.
Yes.
But the other 3 on the list,
Well, they're fine. They're just fine.
and we have a contestant,
Kendra.
Kendra. How are you, Kendra?
I'm fine, just fine.
I know you are. Kendra, if you can identify the dead celebrity on this list, you will win what, Gina?
The U.S. women's national team faces off against Canada in the Hockey at 2024-25 rivalry series coming to Utah at the Maverick Center Friday, November 8th.
Because, Kendra, this is...
Oh, and a coffee mug. We'll give you a coffee mug, too.
Because this is Hug a Bear Day, Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about bears. Identify the dead actor, you'll win. Here we go. You ready, Kendra?
I'm ready.
Okay. Actor number 1, Harold Perrineau. He was in a couple of the Matrix movies, played characters in both HBO's Oz, and he was prominent in the series Lost. His movie work includes The Best Man, Woman on Top, and 28 Weeks Later. He was in the bear movie The Edge, playing one of 3 people being stalked by a giant bear. The other people being Anthony Hopkins and what's his name? Alex, shot the guy. Shot the
Alex shot the
Baldwin.
guy?
Baldwin, thank you.
Alec,
Thank you.
not Alex.
Alec Baldwin, thank you.
Shot the lady?
The lady in the thing.
How did you manage to know what he was talking about?
No idea.
Because Kendra is smarter than the other 2 people in the room.
Okay.
They're being stalked by a giant bear because, well, that's what bears do. You probably saw the movie, didn't you, Kendra?
I sure did.
Yeah. Number 2, Frances Fisher started her career on TV in soap operas, and she had guest shots on Newhart, Matlock, In the Heat of the Night. She also had an extensive film resume, including several Clint Eastwood movies because, well, she was Clint Eastwood's girlfriend for a while. They had a kid together, as a matter of fact. Her bear movie is a comedy-adventure film called Wild America. Number 2, Frances Fisher. Number 3 is James Remar. He's one of those actors that when you see him, you say, oh, that guy, yeah. He was in the Warriors, 48 Hours, Cotton Club, Miracle on 34th Street. He was in many TV shows, including Hill Street Blues and Miami Vice. Oh, that guy. His bear movie, The Clan of the Cave Bear. Number 3 is James Remar. And finally on the list, Louise Fletcher, Nurse Ratched in the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, for which she won the Academy Award. She was nominated for 2 Emmys for her roles in the TV series Picket Fences and Joan of Arcadia. She had a recurring role as the Bajoran religious leader Kai Wynn Adami in the TV series Star Trek Deep Space Nine. You're kind of a fan of that one, weren't you, Frank?
Oh, that's my favorite.
Yes. Her bear movie, Grizzly 2, Revenge. That means there was a Grizzly 1. Number 4, Louise Fletcher. Which one is dead, Kendra?
I'm going to say Louise Fletcher.
You will say correctly. She died in 2022 at the age of 88.
You've got those tickets to the U.S. women's national hockey team facing off against Canada, and we will put them inside a Radio from Hell diner-style mug for you.
Alec Baldwin is still alive, by the way.
He's fine.
Just wanted to make
How's
sure.
Alex Baldwin?
I know. Alex Baldwin is dead. Congratulations, Kendra. Hang on.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Hang on, and Katie will get you your...
Alex Baldwin is Alex's conjoined twin.
I didn't know that.
Ate him in the womb.
Ate him in the womb.
I got to go check on Joni Mitchell, 81.
Oh, she's fine.
She's fine, though, but I'm going to aggressively go check on Christopher Knight.
Oh.
Peter?
Peter Brady.
Yeah.
I'll never forgive him for that reality show. Sorry, some things that our celebrities do are not right. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
There he goes. Traffic's so much better than it was yesterday morning. You can move up and down Parley's Canyon just fine right now. And seem to be moving fine elsewhere, too. If you see something that friends of the program need to know about, Text us 33986. Join us for the Whiskey and History Walking and Tasting Experience November 16th. This limited capacity event. Get your tickets now at x96.com. It's powered by the Ruin SLC, High West Distillery, and Sugar House Distillery.
All right. KXRK Provo. We'll take a break. We'll be back with some geek news and boner of the day. Stand by for all of that. Zero Res.
Yep, holidays are coming up. You're going to be having a family over, holiday parties perhaps. I suggest 2 visits from Zero Res. I mean, you don't have to do that. That's how I like to do it. Before, so it's nice and clean when people come over, and after, because people are dirty. And they
I think you should just give them a room in your house.
I love what they do with Zero Res. They do a great job, and they stand behind every cleaning. Because of the process they use, it dries much quicker, and it stays cleaner longer, and I just love them. They do a great job. No chemicals involved. And they have an X96 special going on right now. Get back to clean. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $119 and take 20% off your upholstery cleaning. You may have had your carpets cleaned recently, but not done your upholstery. Get your couches, your chairs, all that done. Call them right now, 801-288-9376, or go online at zerores.com and say you want the X96 special Zero Res.
You can win $1,000 and influence.
These are laws that are on the books in various states. So, for instance, in Alabama.
Well, is it
it's a list.
Is it a proper list?
I think so, yeah.
All right.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is a law on the books in Alabama. You may not dress as a member of the clergy unless you are one.
What about Halloween?
No, it's a misdemeanor.
I want to be a pregnant nun for Halloween. I can't do that?
In Alaska, you can't operate motorcycles or loud power tools at night. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? That's not so strange. Arizona, you don't interfere with a claw game, a claw machine, or a crane game. You know, those... the claw. It's illegal to mess with them. If you do, it's a misdemeanor. Arkansas says, forget about beeping your horn after 9 p.m. at sandwich shops.
At sandwich shops
specifically. It says here, no person shall sound the horn on a vehicle at any place where cold drinks or sandwiches are served after 9 p.m.
Don't disturb my sandwich.
I don't understand that.
I'm having a before-bed sandwich.
In California, you can't eat frogs that die in frog jumping competitions.
Huh?
That's a waste of a frog then, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you just throw it on the heap. Colorado, you can't use upholstered furniture outside.
Why not?
I don't know.
You can't
so you have to
upholstered furniture outside.
Oh, here, I bet this is the reason. It's outdoor furniture lobby people saying, you must buy outdoor furniture.
I think it's because it just looks trashy. That's why I made that law.
You can't use upholstered couches, mattresses, or in the front or backyard or the side yard.
I'm an elected official, and I've decided that looks trashy.
Now, this is a good law. In Connecticut, it is against the law to sell silly string to a minor.
Oh yeah, we're
anti-silly. That's a good idea.
You know, I think
what about mascots?
I think only mascots can have silly string.
No, they're dangerous with silly string.
And that stuff's flammable, you know.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I've told that jazz bear, you stay away from me with that stuff.
I'll punch him.
In Delaware, you can't whisper or use profane language in a place of worship.
You can't whisper in a place of worship?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're supposed to only talk out loud?
It says no person may disrupt religious worship by noise, talking, or whispering, or by rude or indecent behavior.
But how do you tell your kids to knock it off?
You just shake your fist at them.
Tell them they're going to get arrested.
Don't feed the alligators in Florida. That's not odd.
Yeah.
Georgia, you can't have chickens crossing the road.
Well, it's just a good idea.
But they need to get to the other side.
Well, I'm sorry.
They really don't need to.
You have to carry them.
What kind of business do they have? What business are they carrying out across the street, really?
And in Idaho, you can't carry a red cane or a white cane unless you're fully or partially blind.
That's right.
You can't dye a baby chick in Illinois.
Yes,
in Indiana, don't even think about catching a fish with your bare hands.
Why not?
No hillbilly hand fishing?
Nope.
I got a whole series of shows about that.
In Iowa, don't pass off fake butter as real butter. Now, that's a good law.
That's a good law.
Let me see where... If
Give me a
Utah
good one
here.
to end with. Here.
We don't have one for Utah. We don't have
There are
one.
All
no
of our
weird
laws.
Yeah.
Just look at our liquor laws. That's all you need to know.
Let's see,
One more.
I got to get a good one here. In Maryland, it is illegal to use stench bombs.
What is a
Stink bomb.
A stink bomb. Any liquid, gas, or solid substance or matter of any kind which is intended to be thrown, dropped, poured, deposited, or discharged for the purpose of producing a noxious, nauseating, sickening, irritating, or offensive odor. No stink bombs allowed.
Somebody did that to me once, so I'm going to make a law about it.
Yeah, there you
Stop
go.
it.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
I'm an elected official.
'96.
You're so awesome.
Claire in Bountiful did.
Bountiful.
Actually, Claire said she's looking for a great store to go buy cards and more for the holidays.
Yeah.
Claire, do I have a place for you? It's Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever?
Yeah, and it's sponsoring Geek News right now.
In Trolley?
Yeah, it's time for holiday shopping. That means stopping by Cabin Fever. Since 1982, Cabin Fever, located in the historic heart of Trolley Square. Cabin Fever, it's so much more than a card store.
Good people there, and fun and amusing stuff.
And it is more than a
It
card.
is.
I mean,
Yeah.
the cards are great.
Yeah, they got a lot of great gifts and stuff there. It's very cool.
I've never seen any cabins there.
No.
Or a fever.
No. All right. Oh, yes. Sorry. Go in here. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Now I went to my Geek News aggregator, and I saw two names that I recognized.
Okay.
The Fly and the Mole People.
The Fly and the Mole People was a Flash Gordon?
It is an old horror movie from a long time ago. But The Fly was also an old horror movie from a long time ago, then remade by David Cronenberg in 1986, which I encourage you to go watch that. It's so good. But this is just because of the interest in body horror,
Like The Substance.
and all that. Movie companies taking a look at their libraries and going, "What do we got?"
Let's look back at something.
And The
Okay.
Fly
Okay.
would certainly be part of that.
Yeah.
So a fresh, it says the person who made The Nanny, 2022 folk horror tale Nanny, Nikyata Jusu, is working on a new version of The Fly. Now, here's the interesting part. It is set in the universe of the David Cronenberg film, the Jeff Goldblum movie.
Right.
So it won't be a straight remake.
Like Son of the like I've discovered. I've discovered this research that was done years ago. Let's see if we can.
So, yeah, if you get a chance to see this, Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis, they were dating at the time, you know. But it's just such a great movie. Go and check it out. But yeah, because of movies like The Substance and their success, they're looking at body horror. Now, Mole People, when I looked into that story, I was a little disappointed because it's not the same thing. It's not the race of mole people.
Oh no,
no.
What is it?
Because I know I've seen a movie where it's a race of mole people.
Google it. Google image it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
All
That's
right.
the old mole people. But this is Robert Savage, who did the host, and Dash Cam is attached to direct Mole People. It is going to be a found footage horror movie focusing on one man's nightmarish descent into the abandoned tunnels beneath the streets of New York City, where a twisted society lurks. So they won't be creatures.
They're just regular people, but
they're people who are
they're bad
weird.
people.
Bad people.
Okay.
Yeah,
that live
the
in
original
sewers.
Mole People, 1956.
That's the one.
A science fiction movie, and it is a race of, and it's people in costumes
Yeah.
to make them look like.
I remember
scary
seeing it on the
moles.
Big Money Movie and thinking it was kind of boring.
Mystery Science Theater did a
Yes.
a take on it.
That was the good version to watch. This video game God of War, they've been trying to make this into a TV series for about 2.5 years now.
Okay.
And the people who are charged with it just, we got nothing. Well, let's turn it over to Ronald D. Moore. If he can take Battlestar Galactica
I was
and
going
make
to
it,
say, who's that? But
then he can certainly. Oh, and he's responsible for a lot of great sci-fi right now.
Okay.
Battlestar Galactica, For All Mankind, Outlander. He has been placed in charge of the God of War franchise. This Running Man movie keeps getting bigger and bigger. William H. Macy has joined
oh, okay.
the cast. Edgar Wright directing. Lee Pace, Michael Cera, Josh Brolin, Katie O'Brien, of course, good-looking guy, Glenn Powell, leading the way. It'll be interesting. And if you get a chance, I found Running Man. I can't remember which streaming service it's on now. The original with Schwarzenegger. And I'm going to go back and rewatch it sometime soon.
Go back to The Fly for a second, Carrie.
Yes.
So I thought there'd been a sequel.
There was.
Yeah,
Son
Fly
of the
2.
Fly, right?
Yeah.
So there was the Cronenberg The Fly, and then there was The Fly 2, but it was only released on DVD.
It was terrible.
Eric Stoltz was in it.
Yeah.
But listen, there's a box set. The original 1958 Fly, Return of the Fly, Curse of the Fly, and then the 1986 The Fly and The Fly 2.
All your flies.
Yeah, they're all available in a box set somewhere.
Oh, interesting. And that's good enough. I had another story, but it's going to take too long to get to, and we're out of time.
Still looking good, all y'all on the roads. Well done, everybody. If that changes or you think there's something friends of the program need to know about, you can always text us and let us know. 33986. The holidays can bring joy, but also financial stress. Solution Loans understands. Receive up to $3,000. Don't let money troubles ruin your celebrations. Apply online at Solution Loans. Mention the code Santa for a free payment. SolutionLoansNow.com.
All right, thank you.
Boner's coming up here. The candidate you'll be voting for this time. Boner candidate number 1. One-of-a-kind Jesus ruined. Boner candidate number 2. Was it his biblical values that drove him to kiddie porn? And Boner candidate number 3. The election has made America a good place for people like Tate.
All right. Boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by for all of that. Did you know
Make a little money on the side. When
Supplements.
You were
Supplements. That's how you do it. Supplements.
When you were growing up, did you like try to make money, have a job like mowing lawns?
Yeah.
Were you ever good at it at all?
No.
No, I never was either.
We tried selling. We sold tomatoes.
Yeah, vegetables. We had this huge vegetable garden, and so there was more vegetables we could eat. So we'd get a wagon and go around, try to sell vegetables, but nobody.
I got my paper route.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did do that.
Mm-hmm.
Hated that.
Yeah,
oh man, I hated
really hated.
Well, you had to get up early.
Yeah.
Well, no, just on Sundays, the Standard Examiner was an afternoon paper.
Yes.
That
so
was
those,
terrible.
yeah.
And I worked for my grandfather a lot, but I was just thinking about that because I was reading this article. It's the weirdest side hustles that can make you real money.
Okay, like what?
Supplements.
Pooper scooper.
Oh yeah.
Do you still use the pooper scooper?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Pooper scooper.
He comes on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
He must be doing well. He has a very large truck.
And it's full of poop. And yeah,
that's
so,
a job I hate to do.
Yeah,
like
I
that's
hate it too.
and it's not that expensive to have
No.
someone. So it's a win-win. It's
it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
He comes up and does it.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
Baby gear rental.
Oh,
So, like if you have a bunch of old baby stuff that your kids have outgrown,
yeah.
you could donate it to the road home, or you could make some money off it. You just rent it out.
like a
like a
jogging
bassinet or a-
stroller. You only need
yeah.
you don't use a jogging stroller all the time.
Or a bassinet, or a,
Okay.
you know,
For when they're smaller.
just rent it out until that person no longer needs it, and then say, okay, bring it back, and I'll rent it to somebody else. So that might work out. Friend services.
Like what?
Yeah. What's
Well, there are a lot of lonely people in the world. I will be a friend to you for $150 an hour.
That one's a little weird.
You know, rent a friend. I don't. You know, it's kind of maybe.
I
would
need
be
a
okay.
date for a wedding or
Yeah,
something.
kind of. Or would you just come over and play cards with me for a couple of hours? Or, you know,
I guess it would depend on what you're doing.
sell your underwear.
Nope, I'm out.
Well, I don't want to buy your underwear anywhere.
That's gross and weird.
But that's, you know, it's like you'd sell it to people who want to buy
Yeah, I know
used
why.
underwear.
Yeah.
Sell your hair.
oh
I thought you donate your hair to Locks of Love. That
Gina,
Well,
the point
oh.
of this is to make money on the side.
Okay.
I'm not going to make money on the side donating it.
Okay.
This, I don't know about this one. Line standing.
Yeah, okay, I'll keep your place in line.
I'll keep your place in line. You pay me.
I don't remember the last time I stood in a line for a long time. I don't know. Virtual juror. So apparently, law firms do a lot of mock trials.
Oh, I see.
You know,
Practice.
to get clients ready,
Yeah.
and they
That
they
might
actually
be kind of interesting to do.
yeah. And
Sure.
apparently they hire
Especially if it's
jurors,
zoomed in.
and you can do it. Yeah, you can do it at home.
Okay, that's the first one you've said that I'm sort of interested in.
Well, how about this one though? Sell your poop.
No, Oh, this is for like.
Companies need
Yeah.
human
Oh, I
feces for a wide variety of research purposes, and they're willing to pay for it, as much as $500 per donation. Or, I guess you can get on it as a regular basis, and they'll
A
just
subscription?
$1,500. You can make $1,500 a month.
Oh, here's somebody who has paid someone to stand in line for Red Butte concerts.
You know what? Red Butte was the first thing I thought of, because the thing about Red Butte is if you want a good spot, you have to get there early, and it's usually really hot.
Yeah.
Standing in line there, and okay.
All right. Well, okay.
So that's just some ideas if you want to make a little money on the side. Fortunately, the three of us are rolling in cash, so
Yeah.
we don't need to do that.
Although Radio from Hell brand turmeric, we're selling turmeric.
It's good for you.
Good for you. Trust us, it's good for you. What does it do? What do you need it to do?
Makes you healthy.
Whatever you need it to do.
Yeah, just makes you healthy.
Well, I'm tired all the time.
Yeah.
It'll take care of that.
Sure. If you're going to be asking these kind of questions, Gina, I don't think we want you on the team.
It hurts when I do this. Will
Oh,
it help that?
turmeric.
Oh, okay.
Turmeric will take care of that for you.
Stray Cat Strut, but we picked a peppier one there. Rock This Town.
Nice. Oh, I didn't know that Stray Cat was the Strut was the hit the song. I just
No, it's the
I mean, it's
the
on
album.
the album.
Yeah.
The
Oh, I
album.
thought you meant the song.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay,
the
I'm
album
sorry.
came out today.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, November 7, 2024. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, one-of-a-kind Jesus ruined. Information is being sought and a reward offered after a statue of Jesus Christ commissioned by Gordon B. Hinckley in the 1990s and placed recently at Levitt's Mortuary and Altares Memorial Park. The statue was vandalized over the weekend. Our hearts are shattered to share that our beloved Jesus statue which was placed in our park only a week ago, has been vandalized, said a Facebook post from the mortuary. You can see it at x96.com/live. This is a painful loss for our community, as it was a symbol of peace, inspiration, and solace for so many people. The post noted that the police have been notified about the incident, and a $2,000 reward is being offered to anyone who can help law enforcement and the mortuary identify the individuals responsible. Sarah Moser, marketing and media specialist at Levitt's Mortuary, told the Standard Examiner that the 7-foot-tall statue was commissioned by the late Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints president in 1998, and that it formerly stood in the mezzanine of the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. It'd be down here in Salt Lake.
Oh, inside.
A gentleman reached out to us a couple of weeks ago and said, "Hey, I have this beautiful statue. I'm trying to sell it. Would you guys display it?" So we agreed, and it is gorgeous, Moser said. She added that the statue's mold was destroyed after its casting, making it a one-of-a-kind piece of art, and that its value was estimated at well over $200,000. According to Moser, two men approached the statue at around 8 p.m. Sunday. They removed the lights surrounding the statue and then proceeded to cover it with blue and black spray paint. While people responsible were recorded by the mortuary's cameras, Moser said no clear shots of their faces were captured. Now, the trust that owns the statue is working on a claim with its insurance company. Moser said the vandalism had occurred at the park, but she said vandalism has occurred there before, but it's rare, and usually the damage is repairable. But this is, why would you do that? I don't get it. Boner candidate number 1, one-of-a-kind Jesus ruined. Boner candidate number 2, oh, well, was it his biblical values that drove him to kiddie porn? The former leader of a conservative Christian voter outreach program favoring Donald Trump in the 2024 election has been arrested for possessing child sexual abuse materials.
No.
Jason Yates, the former CEO of the evangelical group My Faith Votes, was charged in Minnesota with 8 counts of possessing child sexual abuse materials. According to court documents reviewed by Religion News Service, a relative of Yates accidentally discovered a hard drive containing more than 100 sexually explicit images and videos of children under 14 years of age. Yates met with investigators on September 13th, during which time he allegedly refused to give the investigators a password to access the encrypted files on the drive. He also revealed that he had a prior expunged conviction related to child sex abuse materials. In early August, Yates stepped down from his CEO position at My Faith Votes and was replaced by Chris Sadler. Here's their motto, or before stepping down from the group, Yates gave an interview explaining why he thought it was important for Christians to not only vote, but to vote in accordance with conservative biblical beliefs. He asked Christians to sign a pledge to vote in every election. As a Christian, I commit to voting for candidates and policies that uphold the sanctity of life, the traditional family, religious liberty, and justice for all. I believe that my biblical values should guide my choices at the ballot box, ensuring that our nation's laws and leaders reflect God, truth, and righteousness. So was it his biblical values that drove him to kiddie porn? Boner candidate number 2.
Yep.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. You know, the election has made America good for people like Mr. Tate.
A texter is asking about candidate number 2. Does this person have, what's their drag name?
I don't know.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by
America's first Nutcracker is nostalgic, charming, and magical. Witness the historic 80th anniversary of the Nutcracker opening December 6th with magical music of Tchaikovsky, performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Tickets at balletwest.org.
Well, the burning question of the day, James Bond fans and Hollywood insiders obsessed with guessing who will fill Daniel Craig's shoes as the next suave spy. But Daniel Craig himself, when asked who should be the next Bond, says, I don't care.
I don't care.
How very Harrison Ford of him.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Do whatever you want.
During a joint interview with queer co-star, that's the name of the movie he's currently in, Drew Starkey. I'm not saying that Drew Starkey is queer. They're both in a movie called Queer. Daniel Craig was asked, if you were to pass the James Bond torch, who would you love to see play him? I don't care, he said.
I kind of remember him not even wanting to do the last
He did not
2
want
movies.
to. He didn't want to.
Why do I have to keep doing
Wasn't
this?
getting offered anything else.
He and Starkey were then asked to guess how many James Bond movies Craig had made. I'm going to get it wrong, Craig said. And Starkey answered.
I love all of these answers.
Starkey said, how many? Too many.
Too many.
Exactly, Craig said.
He was my favorite Bond.
He said, I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And 5? Yes, it was. It was 5. But he let's see. Yeah, 5. All right.
I love those Knives Out movies.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
are
they're great. Just don't look at him straight on, because you'll see his ears are they stick right out.
Get him at an angle.
Yeah, get him at an angle.
The body of a missing family member was found at the site of the South Jordan house explosion. South Jordan City representatives said that crews were dispatched to the area after receiving reports of the explosion around 3 p.m. yesterday. Officials said there is significant damage to the home, and neighboring houses have damage as well. Neighbors have been evacuated as a precaution. Hours after the explosion, officials reported finding a body that they'd been looking for, the person deceased. The house that's 150 to 200 yards away basically blew up, exploded. It's hard to believe, said neighbor Todd Christensen. His wife was home at the time of the explosion. After calling 911 immediately, reached out to him. She usually doesn't call me during the day, so when I saw her phone call, I was curious as to what was going on. She told him the neighbor's house is gone. She felt as though someone had hit the garage door, and as soon as she walked out, she saw a huge plume of smoke in the air, Christensen said. There was some panic in what she was saying, and I could tell that she was nervous. She didn't know what was occurring at the moment. Firefighters finally pushed into the wreckage, and they began a search for a missing family member. We were still working through family with the police departments at West Jordan. Deputy Chief Ryan Lesner. We were working every angle, every option to try and identify where the other individual might be. The fire's complexity was compounded by difficult access to parts of the heavily damaged home. They had to search through all the rubble and wreckage quite extensively before they located the body of the missing family member.
There was quite a lot of smoke.
They haven't released any name yet, at least as far as I can see. Vermont's independent Senator Bernie Sanders released a statement Wednesday following Trump's victory in the 2024 presidential election, and I agree with him somewhat on this.
I don't.
It should come as no surprise that a Democratic Party which has abandoned working-class people would find that the working class has abandoned them, Sanders wrote. Sanders sought to connect to that working class, highlighting worsening income equality, health care costs. He expressed concerns that the big money interests and well-paid consultants who control the Democratic Party are not likely to be sympathetic to those pressures on working Americans, even after losing the election. In the coming weeks and months, those of us concerned about the grassroots democracy and economic justice need to have some very serious political discussions. Stay tuned, he said.
God, I just...
Steve Bannon.
Oh, boy.
Warned the federal government that it will pay the price for trying to destroy this country, and that as soon as President-elect Donald Trump takes office, entire agencies are going to be swept out. The former White House strategist for Trump was himself sent to federal prison over his refusal to cooperate with subpoenas from the congressional subcommittee investigating the January 6th Capitol riots. You know, because I'm Steve Bannon, I'm above the law.
Exactly.
Early Wednesday, he reacted to the news that Republicans had won the election with a furious speech, calling out federal agencies and cable news network MSNBC for having broken people's lives.
What?
He also repeated his accusation that the 2020 election had been stolen from Trump. You stole the 2020 election.
But we didn't steal it this time?
You've mocked and...
If we were able to do that, don't you think
we'd
would
have done
happened
that?
I was trying. I was trying to steal it. Yeah. You've mocked and ridiculed and put people in prison and broken people's lives because you said this thing was stolen. This entire phony thing is getting swept out.
You grifted money saying you were going to build a wall. You hang out with Chinese autocrats.
Kamala Harris gave a concession speech yesterday, a short one. Tim Walz broke down in tears as Kamala Harris gave her emotional speech after losing to Trump. Harris broke her silence to address her loss on Wednesday evening. Dozens of people in the crowd were seen crying and wearing sunglasses, it says here, during her concession speech. It was a short speech, like 11 minutes. Tim Walz was seen crying with his hand over his heart during her remarks at Howard University, her alma mater in Washington, D.C. He was standing next to his wife, Gwen, and his daughter, Hope, who both were wearing sunglasses, it says here. I guess they keep pointing that out because
why
it
is
means
that
they're.
important?
I guess it means they're pointing it out because they're crying.
Melania Trump went to vote with Donald, and she wore sunglasses the entire time, and nobody cared.
Well, she wasn't crying though. No. In a hearing where both sides agreed some amount of leniency was warranted, a Uinta Basin man Tuesday received 6 years in prison for assaulting police during the U.S. Capitol riot. Odin Meacham of Mighton, Utah, received his sentence on Election Day for crimes he committed contesting the previous presidential election.
It's okay. They're all going to get pardoned.
He'll get pardoned. He's because he's a patriot, really.
Yeah.
He remains free and must report to prison soon. Judge John D. Bates also sentenced him to 2 years of supervised release following his incarceration. But he's a patriot. I'm sure he'll be pardoned. And finally, this story. A fixture of the northern Utah food scene for 70 years. And an Ogden area original will expand its myriad offerings to Plain City in the coming months. Warren's,
really?
A family restaurant chain owned by Kirk and Lee Dean, is slated to open a new location in the city of Plain City next year. We're looking to open the first week or two in January, Kirk Dean said. The Plain City location will be the Dean's 8th operating restaurant. There are currently Warren's restaurants in Roy, South Ogden, Syracuse, South Jordan, in addition to Dillon's restaurants, which they own, in Ogden and Kaysville, and the couple owns Warren's Craft Burger on historic 25th Street in Ogden. All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
It's cold, 28, going to get up to 45 for a high. We stay in the 40s for a couple days. Warm back up for the weekend, though, which will be a little bit more normal for this time of year. Mid-50s to low 60s, actually, by Monday, it looks like. Traffic, we heard from a couple friends of the program. Let's see, train on Gladiola Street. Salt Lake City is at a standstill, blocking many needing to get through.
Where's Gladiola Street?
I don't know.
Rose Park?
Maybe. Infiniteam traffic, Denver is covered in snow. Stay home. Yes, Infiniteam traffic, that could be from wherever you are. I'll report it. We have listeners all over the place. What are you seeing on the roads? Wherever you are, text it to us, 33986.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Yep, the election has made America a good place now for people like Mr. Tate.
Oh, great.
Andrew Tate has thrown down the gauntlet.
POS.
The Internet has not had a moment to breathe since Donald Trump announced President of the United States again. The self-proclaimed misogynist, Mr. Tate, could not hide his giddiness when he took to Twitter and wrote, "I'm moving back to America." Tate has dual citizenship in both the United Kingdom and the United States. He was born in the UK but raised in the U.S. before returning to England with his mother. It's easy to assume his sudden interest in relocating has everything to do with Trump, as he followed up his previous tweet with, "The bulletproof outlaw is now in charge. I'm moving back to America." Tate has spent most Wednesday trolling celebrities and other Kamala Harris supporters. His spamming of LOLs and ha 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 and other inappropriate misogynistic comments sparked a frenzy on social media. In December of 2022, the controversial social media influencer and his brother Tristan Tate were apprehended in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking and rape. They are also sought after in the UK for similar allegations. Both brothers have refuted the accusations, with the 37-year-old describing them both as, "We're very innocent men."
Very innocent.
Hardly.
We are innocent men. But I'm now I can move back to America.
Aren't you in prison in Romania?
No, he's not.
Should
he's
be.
free. Boner candidate number 3.
All right.
Moving back to America.
Yep.
The bulletproof outlaw's in charge.
This is what you voted for, America. Let's review the first two and vote.
Well, there's boner candidate number 1, the one-of-a-kind Jesus statue, ruined vandalism at the mortuary, Levitt Altares Mortuary and Memorial Park. Boner candidate number 2, was it biblical values that drove him to kiddie porn? The former leader of a conservative Christian voter outreach program in favor of Donald Trump, has been arrested for child porn. And Boner candidate number 3, Andrew Tate's moving back to America. Oh, good.
All right. Time to vote for Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text. And text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, November 7, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. All right, looks like you got 4 minutes to get your vote in, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day. Let's see.
I have a list.
Say that you had a list.
Oh.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
The list is 5 things you should never, ever say on a second date.
Should never say on a second date.
You have a good first date. Things are going well. You want to
Let's
move
do
on
this
to
again.
the second date.
Second date? Okay.
Take a breath. Relax. You're nervous.
Let's see if
this might be the one. You don't know.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've had a second date, so let's see how I did.
And I don't know who put this list together, but...
All right.
Number 1.
Okay.
What are your parents like? Now you're thinking, you're making small talk.
Yeah, that sounds like small talk to me.
It can sound, though, like you're already planning the wedding. Wait a minute. You're wanting to know about my family?
I want to know about your genes.
Yeah, what am I...
Is there any madness in your family?
Yeah. This says, don't assume that just because you talk to your mother every day on the phone that he does too.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
Number 2, I love babies.
Yeah, that's not. I never wanted to hear that on any date, frankly.
5, 6, 10.
And I love babies, and you have nice wide hips.
This says babies are great, but not a second date topic. Sounds like you are baby hungry, and you might scare somebody off.
And this is
men or women.
Men or women.
Oh
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
How many people have you slept with?
Ooh.
Now, this is a conversation you should have, but maybe not second date conversation.
Why is that a conversation you should have?
Well, after you've dated people for a while, you can discuss it.
I never would ask that question of anyone.
Ever?
Not of somebody. I mean, I might ask it of you or Carrie, but I wouldn't ask it of somebody I was in a relationship with. I have no idea.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, yeah, that's...
Sounds like a job interview.
I had a girl ask me that.
Or they want to know if you're good marriage material.
Yeah.
Are you going to be making good money 10 years from now?
Are you going to be doing this radio thing in another 5 or 10 years?
I'm not sure. Is there any madness in your family?
And number 5.
Okay.
Why would you say this? Do you like me? Well, it sounds desperate.
Sounds desperate.
Much.
Yeah, kind of.
And I think you'll know if somebody likes you.
I would hope you would know.
Would people really ask that?
I don't know. This
might be some
is
people
on the
like
list. Do you like me? Yeah, that would be an instant turnoff, I think, because you're insecure.
I was
clearly.
just curious. You seem to like me, but I don't know. Do you really like me?
Which I'd say, well, we're on a second date. This is a strange question.
I like you enough to go on a second date.
Yeah. All right.
So that's just five things you should never say.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever ask how many people somebody has slept with. If they want to volunteer that somehow, but don't ever ask.
Yeah, you never ask that. No, for sure.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
You know why? Because I think you don't want. You
don't wanna know?
You really don't want to find out.
And you don't want to answer that question either, do you?
I have, but answered it. My answer is I don't remember.
And that's an honest answer.
It's an honest
isn't it?
answer.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I won't be needing that list anytime soon, I'm sure.
No, but somebody out listening might.
All right.
Seven 602-9696 or text us at 33986.
All right, 7:47 right now, and it is time to award Boner of the Day.
And it's brought to you in part by Janine's Leftover Lasagna.
And New Ogden Cinema is hosting the 10th annual Big Lebowski Festival on November 9th at Peary's Egyptian Theater. A full night of Deuter swag, trivia, and White Russian cocktails for those 21 and up. Doors open at 5 p.m. Costume contest starts at 7. The cult classic film starts at 7:30. After party at Brewski's with CCR tribute band Tombstone Shadow. Free entry with your movie ticket. You can get tickets at ogdenpet.com. That's ogdenpet.com.
Well, anytime a boner candidate gets, 50 or more votes, I'd say it's doing well. There's a lot of interest in it. There's a lot of people who think that it's the boner of the day. And there were two today that got in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Two candidates in the 70s. That was boner candidate number one, the vandalized Jesus statue up in Ogden. And boner candidate number three, that misogynist piece of S, Andrew Tate.
Mm-hmm.
That was number three. He got 71 votes. Coming back to America, man. But the winner, with 137 votes, boner candidate number two, was it his biblical values that drove him to kiddie porn?
There you go. That's your boner of the day for today, November 7, 2024. Now qualified to be boner of the week.
I have an email of interest.
Is it of interest? Okay. Well,
We interrupt this program.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
For an email of interest.
Sure, we could do that.
Yeah.
Email of interest.
I got this late last night. It says, Dear Gina, I'm writing to thank you and Carrie and Bill for this morning. I've been listening to you all for the last 15 years when my husband, then boyfriend, introduced me to your show. You've all become my comfort. I usually podcast the show a day behind and reach for it often when I'm stressed, nervous, happy, or just to feel safe. This morning I was absolutely distraught over the outcome of the election. I wasn't sure how I was going to teach. I'm a math professor at a small community college in Wyoming. I streamed your show live this morning and found the comfort and stability I needed to start my day. You all were honest about how you were feeling, but also helped to bring comedy and distraction from everything. Your laughter helped me see I could show up for my people today. Anyway, I've always wanted to write a thank you for everything you all do and what you stand for. I'm sure today was particularly difficult to face and show up for your listeners, so thank you. We needed you with us. Here's to continuing to show up, fighting the good fight. Thank you again. Stay care, Sarah.
Sarah.
And Sarah, I read your letter last night before I went to bed, and your letter made me feel better about the day. It also reminded me, and I wanted to tell you too, I was reading a lot of texts yesterday, and I saw a couple that were kind of in the same vein of like, not only am I sad about the election, but I have to figure out how to get up and go to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Bill yesterday morning, I don't know if I can do this today. That's how I was feeling yesterday. And Bill made me laugh on the way to work. He's like, should we just drive to California?
Hang a left.
So I was feeling that way. But I saw a lot of texts from people yesterday who were saying, not only am I sad about the election, but I work with a lot of MAGA people. And
boy.
So not only am I dealing with this, but I'm going to have to go to work and face all of them.
And they're all such gracious winners, you know.
And I just wanted to thank you two, because I realize how lucky I am that no matter how bad I was feeling yesterday and not wanting to come to work just because I was upset, knowing that we are all supportive in this room, and knowing that I get to spend my day with people that I agree with. I realize that not everybody has that, and I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, you work with people you don't agree with. It toughens you up. I mean, you know, you're not just all wimpy all the time. You know, I'm glad that person felt that way. But doing that for that person who wrote the email, I hope, Sarah, that you realize that it also took away some time I needed to book my trip to Iceland, my one-way ticket to Iceland. The weather in Reykjavik is better than it is here. It's 45 degrees and it's drizzly, but it's still warmer. And
speaking about showing up for people, though, I was talking to Muhammad last night. My son, not the prophet. Maybe some of you are talking to the prophet.
Although you should talk to the prophet a little more often, I think.
And he was so cute. He came home from school and he's like, man, all the girls at school were so upset and worried today. And it's important, especially for young men, I think, to be there for their friends and girls at school. And I told him, and he understands, but I said, if your other friends need help, you know, understanding why this is so upsetting for girls in particular. I said, picture if on the ballot this time for boys, here's what is going to become a national law. All boys, the minute they hit puberty, have a vasectomy. You have to have a vasectomy. It's not your choice.
Wait, this is the law? Is that what I missed something?
You have to have a vasectomy, and it can only be reversed when the government decides that it is okay for you to have children. It would be. I don't think men think about.
No, they don't.
That's part of it.
That's most of the problem is the lack of empathy.
I've never thought about it until just now, as a matter of fact.
But I am so heartened by my son and his friends at school who are all like, oh, we feel bad for girls in particular right now. So I appreciate it.
I got home and my son went, "Ha! Told ya!" I'm not kidding. Told ya. I said, son, I don't want to talk with you about this. We don't need to, you know I love you. Well, I know. And you love me. Yeah, I do. Let's not talk about this. Oh, okay.
You can keep this up, or there's the door.
He likes to provoke.
Gee, I wonder where he gets that.
It's sort of in a different way.
Yeah.
Kind of a different way.
But I guess I just want to say to Sarah and everybody else, as much as it was nice to hear a thank you that we were here for you, you are here for us too. This is a two-way street, and we appreciate you for sticking with us.
Yeah, and we would also like if you would spend money on our advertisers. Then I can afford to go to Iceland. I can do the show from there. I wonder what the time difference is.
Email of interest.
Looks like we just have some normal morning slowdowns, but no accidents to report. Unless you have something to report. you can send it in to us 33986, and I will pass it along.
All right, thank you very much. We will take a break. We will be back after these messages. Victoria will be here to remove our brains from our heads and squeeze all the juice out of it with the Real Housewives of Salt Lake update.
It's a distraction. It's a good distraction.
Also, Beat Gina is on the way. Stand by for that. Goldbacks.
Yeah. Oh, listen. This is local currency, and it's made of 24-karat gold. You really need to see it to understand it, how it's made of gold. It offers a physical, spendable form of wealth protection. How does it protect your wealth? How do goldbacks do that? Well, they maintain their value because they're made from real gold, offering a natural resistance to inflation. The price of gold it's either stable or it goes up. Currency fluctuates, and gold does not, and that's why people like it. You can shop local and spend in gold using Goldbacks for in-person transactions or digitally through a UPMA account. You can shop at and support over 800 local Utah businesses while spending real gold. You want to learn about Goldbacks and where you can spend them locally? Go to alpinegold.com. X96 listeners use the code RADIO for free shipping on orders of over $200. Goldbacks.
You can help bring
Frank Christ is in the studio now on his electric scooter. Just park it over there.
Thank you.
Okay, there. Good morning, Frank.
Is this outlet being used?
No,
If I
plug it in.
This won't screw up the phone.
No, the phones are already screwed up,
Oh,
Frank.
okay.
Go ahead, plug it in. Frank Christ has joined us in the studio, and Frank is the reaper of celebrity souls. And you didn't have anything to do with the phones, did you?
Oh, no.
He wants to talk
I
to
love
people.
playing the game.
The game is called Frank Christ Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine. This is the only thing I have to look forward to.
Sorry. Frank is here. He loves celebrities. He just loves them. And but he is charged with reaping their souls, putting them in the sidecar of his electric scooter, and taking them off to the distribution center.
Yes.
Frank does not kill these people.
No, I'm an escort.
You collect them when they're gone.
Now, there's a text question here that says, does Frank play any sort of Deadpool game to pass the time? Well, I'm the keeper of the Deadpool game.
You can't play.
No.
You're the master.
Yes.
This is as close as Frank gets to having a good time, right?
Exactly what I'm doing right now.
All right. Frank has given me a list of 4 celebrities. These are all Oscar-winning film directors.
Okay.
And Nick, you're playing on behalf of somebody.
Somebody.
All right,
Yeah.
for Sting tickets. Are you ready to play?
I believe so.
Okay, now remember, Nick, 3 of the directors on this list, they're fine.
They're fine.
They're just fine.
I checked on them on the way over.
But one of them has passed. How are you today, by the way, Nick?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Oh, good.
Okay, good. Here we go, Nick. Directors. Number 1, Thomas Hooper. Thomas Hooper began making short films as a teenager and had his first professional short, Painted Faces, broadcast on Channel 4 in England. In addition to winning an Oscar for The King's Speech, he won 2 Golden Raspberry Awards for Worst Director and Worst Screenplay for the live-action movie of Cats.
It was not good.
Number 1, Thomas Hooper. Number 2, Catherine Ann Bigelow, known for her shifting relationship with Hollywood and its conventional film standards and techniques. Her work both satisfies and transcends the demands of formula, they write. She won an Oscar for directing The Hurt Locker. She directed Zero Dark 30 and a very fine vampire movie, Near Dark. Number 2, Catherine Bigelow. Number 3, Sidney Pollack. Directed more than 20 films and 10 TV shows, acted as well in 30 movies. He did many feature films, but he won an Oscar for directing Out of Africa. Sidney Pollack, number 3. And number 4, Alfonso Cuarón, Mexican film director, known for directing films in a wide variety of genre. He did a romantic drama, Great Expectations, a family drama, A Little Princess, the coming-of-age road film, You Tu Mama Tambien. He won 2 Oscars for Gravity and for Roma. Number 4, Alfonso Cuarón, who is the dead director.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and say Bigelow, number 2.
Catherine Bigelow? No.
No, she's fine.
No, she's fine. But, Nick, we give the regular contestants a second chance.
Oh, I'm very familiar.
Okay, we're going to give you a second chance. So listen carefully. Is it Thomas Hooper, Catherine Bigelow, Sidney Pollack, or Alfonso Cuarón?
Was it Pollock?
It was.
Oh, my goodness.
Sidney Pollack died in 2008 at the age of 73. I was going to say he won an Oscar for directing Tootsie, but now I remember he was in Tootsie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he directed it, too.
Did he direct it as well? But he didn't win an Oscar for that,
No.
I don't think. All right, Nick, so congratulations. You have won on behalf of a random listener. And what is the keyword?
How do you spell Pollock?
You're going to make this difficult.
Yeah.
How about Tootsie?
It's not that.
Tootsie?
How about Tootsie?
Tootsie.
You said it enough now, I guess.
Tootsie.
Yeah. How do you spell that, Gina?
Tootsie. Tootsie.
Tootsie. Tootsie. Send that to 33986. Message and data rates may apply, and I'll give somebody a phone call if they won those Sting tickets.
Sting coming Saturday to USANA Amphitheater.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you for playing.
You might have to play Beat G.
No, we got to
See what
figure out how to
happens.
fix the phones.
Yeah.
You might have to pretend that you're Dr. Cobbler.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be good for business, too.
Sure.
Has anyone seen Sophia Loren?
Oh,
I
international treasure, Sophia
I
Loren.
didn't know she was still here.
89 today.
Alternative X96.
Goodbye, Tin Man.
Goodbye.
Yeah, like Cam and Harriman did, and Cam says, I missed Real Housewives of Salt Lake this week. How am I ever going to catch up?
Well.
Oh. From where?
Harriman.
Harriman? Oh, well, I can answer that.
Well, here she is, Victoria, live and direct from the city known as the Player with Railroads, the nation's freight handler, stormy, husky, brawling city of the big shoulders,
The
Chicago,
nation's freight handler?
Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, was it the one time the central railroads all converged in Chicago?
Oh, hang on. I'm sorry, a little slow. There we go. She's here.
Hi, Victoria.
Victoria is here to tell us.
Hello.
What's going on in the Real Housewives of Salt Lake?
Well, I'm here to make the show more political, so I'm sorry.
Good for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, if you're looking for some escape, I always recommend The Housewives. So this week is episode 8. As per usual, I hate the title. It's the desert and the deserted. So lazy. Because we're in Palm Springs this week. So, I just want to highlight some of the feuds first, so you can sound like you were watching. So we've got a feud between Meredith versus Angie's husband because he said something about Brooks. So Brooks is Meredith's son.
Oh.
And then we've got an ongoing feud between Bronwyn and Heather, which we saw at the end of last week's episode, that Bronwyn was trying to reconcile with Heather, and it didn't go well. And so because of that not reconciling, Heather's not on the trip because Bronwyn tried to fix things with Heather so that Heather could come on this trip to Palm Springs, but it didn't work out. So We also have a feud going on between Lisa and Angie. And so Lisa thinks that Angie called her a bad mom. And then we've got a feud going on between Lisa and Justin, because that is also a subset of a feud between Lisa and Whitney, because Justin is Whitney's husband. So there's a lot going on there. In both Lisa and Justin are demanding an apology from the other. So,
wouldn't this be much better if they came to actual blows, these feuds?
I don't disagree with
I might watch.
Yeah.
I know, because then, I mean, we're already willing to throw drinks in each other's faces. Like, let's take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Yes. And then this episode's going to end with a feud between, I think, a brewing feud, or something's going to turn into a feud between Bronwyn and Lisa. So I'll get into that.
All right.
So as I mentioned, we're on a trip. So it's not a girls' trip. It's a couples trip, and it's to Palm Springs. Because Bronwyn wants to celebrate her anniversary with her husband and invite, these ladies and their husbands. Mary and Heather don't go on the trip. Which is interesting. Mary definitely doesn't like a trip. She doesn't. I don't know if she says that explicitly, but she doesn't like a trip. And then Heather, like I mentioned, is not getting along with Bronwyn, and also I think it's interesting because I think if Mary and Heather both came, Heather does not have a partner, and I don't think Mary would bring her husband. So it's a couples trip. So Bronwyn and her husband offer their private jet to fly everybody to Palm Springs.
Oh, isn't that?
And what's their money from again?
He does something. What does he? I don't know. I'll look at. He makes a lot of. He makes a lot of money.
Oh, he must.
He has a private jet.
Yes.
Okay.
He's always working too. He's always flying abroad. Anyway, so they have. It is fun when someone wants to say, "Hey, I've got a private jet," and is it a prop plane? Is it? And not that I know anything about private jets, but this one wasn't bad. It was really pretty. It was very comfortable, and they commented on it too, that they were very impressed by it.
And you said you don't know anything about private jets. It was pretty.
I mean, I know what I see on the Housewives and Succession.
Okay.
I've never actually been near one.
All right.
So when they get to Palm Springs, Bronwyn rented a vacation rental called Cavallo Ranch. So go look this up.
Okay.
It looks beautiful. The producers make sure to tell us it costs $20,000 a night, and I want to go to there. It looks amazing.
Okay.
And I've never been to Palm Springs, but it looks very pretty. And so one of the highlights of the trip so far is that Lisa FaceTimes with Heather because they miss her. So I'm going to get into that with my quotes of the week. So to help us explore what happened. So for our quotes of the week, I have I don't like the food in Italy, so I don't want to stay there too long. The food is too fresh.
Oh my hell!
Too
What
fresh.
does that mean, too fresh?
It's too fresh.
This is Lisa, and so
Not
if you were
processed
ever
enough.
No, exactly, because she lives off of Kit Kats and Diet Coke.
I hate her.
Totally. Amen. Amen. And if you were ever wondering if housewives are dumb, they are.
They are.
Okay.
So dumb. Help me, help us. This is just Meredith in a confessional talking about some of the challenges she's having with her husband, Seth. So.
Okay.
And then the next quote is, when it's you and somebody, my ass better ride your, can I say that?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Like it's my job. So, what this is the fight, this is the feud that is now brewing between Bronwyn and Lisa. So what the conflict is, at a high level, is that who has whose back, right? So what Bronwyn and Lisa are arguing about is Lisa's like, well, you don't have my back, Bronwyn, and Bronwyn's saying, Lisa, you don't have my back. And so as they're arguing, Bronwyn's point is that Lisa wants Bronwyn to have her back in certain situations, but if Bronwyn wants Lisa to have her back, it's there's different rules for Bronwyn.
You know what I think? When I say I'd like to see them fight, I'd like not with punches. I'd like them to have knife fights. Give each housewife a stiletto, you know.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
No, then they take off their shoe and they're, I love that. That makes me even, anyway, so, all right, so then, and then again, this is Bronwyn. She said she's jamming sock down that crack to make the divide bigger. So it's this crack in their relationship, and that Lisa's jamming stuff in there to make the divide bigger. All right, and then maybe I should tell them because I'm nicer than you. So this is Bronwyn to her husband. So this fight is really getting intense, and Bronwyn's very upset. And so her husband gets involved, and he says, I'm going to ask tell them if they don't tell Lisa and her husband if they don't behave themselves, they're going to have to leave. And so that's Bronwyn saying, well, maybe I should tell them because I'm nicer than you. And then in confessional, she says, I would like for him to come to my rescue with a Nerf gun, not a machete, and he only operates in machetes. So she's talking about her husband wanting to address this issue.
I see.
So here are my takes about what's going on. I think Heather and Lisa are trying to make Bronwyn the villain, and I think they're working really, really hard in a way that is not very authentic because from what I observe, Bronwyn is just very direct. What you see is what you get, and and Lisa and Heather are turning this into something else because when you hear Heather's version of what she thinks happened between her and Bronwyn, and then Lisa's just going to stand with Heather, it's weird because she doesn't even know what all the facts are. And Lisa and Bronwyn go way back. So this is absolutely. And then what I'm noticing again is Bronwyn's the freshman housewife. She's learning the rules of being a housewife because how this fight starts is while they're sitting there in the hot tub, Lisa's like, I miss Heather. I wish she was here. Bronwyn's not there. And so she FaceTimes Heather, and then Bronwyn walks back to the hot tub and notices they're FaceTiming Heather, and she says, what is this about? And then Bronwyn can tell that Lisa's taking Heather's side on this conflict between them without even hearing Bronwyn's side. Yeah. So it's interesting because I'm curious to see if Bronwyn continues to be able to handle herself in her direct, very forthcoming way, or if she ends up over, coming seasons having to play the housewives game of being passive-aggressive, being a bitch, or, whatever. Yeah. And playing, but I really like what she's bringing to this because I can relate to all of this. And so, anyway.
Real quick here, Steph has something she wants to bounce off you.
Yes, please.
This week had the husbands, and it was truly annoying. Yeah. They talk like they're reading their lines. Purely bad acting for the camera.
Yes,
what's your take on that?
I was totally thinking about that as well. And what I was thinking is that, when they're filming, they sometimes have to reposition cameras and you film something, you have to start again. Yeah. So it made me think that maybe at one point they were having a somewhat authentic conversation, but then they had to stop the cameras and do it again. And they're like, oh no, how do we recreate the moment we just...
Yeah. Also, Steph says that Bronwyn's husband started the Palm Pilot, and that's why he's so rich.
The Palm Pilot, wow.
Oh, maybe that's right. Thank you, Steph. See, this is a team effort. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and I do think the husband's sometimes trying to emulate what the women are doing, and they should just hang. If they're going to hang, just do it. So, real quick, there's a new show that's going to be on Bravo that's set in Salt Lake. It's called Sold on Salt Lake, and apparently it's about billion-dollar real estate deals.
And aren't there crossover? Isn't Lisa part of it? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she's going to make appearances, so I will be sure to watch and report on that.
Okay.
And then, in case you care, Beverly Hills is back soon, so I'm looking forward to that.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
All right.
Yes, which is one of my. I love Salt Lake. I love Beverly Hills. My drinking game this week is look what you made me do. Take a drink each time someone says my back, because it's all about who has whose backs, and this is a thing in housewife land. So, and then also backs change. So
give each one of them a knife. That's what I say. A switchblade.
And
switchblades. That's what they need.
Both. I think a knife in one hand and the stiletto in the other, and then you've got everything you need.
All right. Follow Victoria on Instagram at Judgy Empath. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.
Thank you very much. All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Friend of the program says intersection of 106 South and State Street is a four-way stop due to stoplight power outage. Thank you for sending that in. 33986. Let's see. Traffic eastbound lane closure first south causing backups to campus. And let's see. Infinity member in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania says they're tearing up the road at the intersection of 18th and State Street in Harrisburg.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll take traffic from anywhere. Send it in to us. Text it to us, 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. The song will be on vinyl, just so you know. We've got, what is the prize for Beat Gina today?
The prize for Beat Gina is tickets to the 10th annual Big Lebowski Festival going on November 9th at Peary's Egyptian Theater. And all
right, so the Big Lebowski Festival, 877-602-9696. Easy to play. You'll win those tickets if you play Beat Gina. Pop culture trivia, multiple choice. It's all on the way. 877-602-9696. Right after these messages and a song. Randlife.com/X96.
Well, listen, if you're not pulling up stakes and getting out of town, you want to stay here. You really want to maybe move up into a better neighborhood, a nicer house. Rand Life is who can help you do that. They're a local mortgage company, and if you've been dreaming of a new home but worried about the financing, Rand Life can help you. They've just slashed their rate to a very low 3.25%. That's on a 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage for FHA and VA loans. That's right, 3.25%, 3.25. What does that mean? Well, serious purchasing power. You can potentially borrow up to $190,000 more to snag your dream home, bigger house, better location, finally getting that nice kitchen that you really wanted. Turn your dream into an address with Rand Life. Visit randlife.com/X96. Learn about their incredible new low rates. That's randlife.com/X96. Let Rand Life help you unlock the door. Do we have Cindy
Yes.
on? Cindy, are you there?
I am here.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great.
Cindy is a school librarian in public school system.
You mean a groomer, Bill?
And Cindy is a longtime friend of the program, and she contacted me yesterday, and I guess the House is going to, or they have approved legislation that would potentially make it quicker to pull books with sexual content from school library shelves, and also they're considering a bill that would, they could penalize teachers if they continue to have the books in their classroom. Can you just address all of this as a school librarian, if you would?
Oh, yeah, I'll just address it all. So we're talking about two bills here. House Bill 29, which that is the one actually that has already passed through the House, and now it's in the Senate Education Committee. That is the one that does huge changes to the laws that govern sensitive materials. In fact, that's the one that makes it criminal. You know, with pornography charges up to or over $1,000 and mandatory incarceration for 30 days if you have push, display pornography.
Well, you mean
who decides what's pornography?
You mean like the book about the two male penguins that raised the
baby
penguin?
You know, I don't know if that's pornographic because it doesn't show like their butts, but they're really big on not showing butts in the pornography standards. I've been reading a lot about pornography lately. And then House Bill 417, which is still in committee, that actually is kind of weird. It says that if a book is in a school, then you cannot prevent anybody from reading it aloud in the board meetings.
Okay.
So right now,
what's the point of that?
It's kind of hard. What's the point of that? Well, because they want to be on record reading out loud what they consider to be the pornographic passages from books that are in school.
But there are books that you have that you wouldn't read out loud if you had a room full of kindergartners. They're trying to make the point of, see, if it's in the school, you should be able to read it in front of any kid, right? Is that the point they're trying to make?
Yes.
Well, that's stupid. That's stupid. Because you wouldn't do that.
No, you wouldn't. And that's the part about trusting librarians and trusting teachers to know what's appropriate for which kids. You guys have gone to
I mean, but believe me, there are parts of the Bible you don't want me to read out loud. Okay?
Right.
All parts of it I don't want you to read out loud.
Yes. So the House Bill 29 does something else weird. It actually defines library books as instructional materials. Which is a kind of a fine line because libraries have always been considered self-selection.
Yeah, meaning you go in and choose what you want to learn.
And you're not required to read anything if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But reclassifying library materials, specifically as instructional materials, means that we're subject actually to all these laws it is also not unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Or at least there have been laws in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has already said that library materials are not.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Cindy. How has all of this, as it's been going on for the last couple or 3 years, how has this changed your job as a librarian?
So, me personally, not really very much. But I have friends around me that are afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're soon to be outlaw librarians.
Well, you could have $1,000 fine and spend time in jail with this one bill that she's talking about.
So why aren't you worried about that, Cindy?
Well, because I am a voracious reader, and I read everything that comes into my hands that I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
And I teach middle school, and middle school books still tend to be sensitive to these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't have a lot of materials in my library that would be pushing these boundaries.
I see.
I do have some picture books, on the other hand, that could get me in trouble.
In the Night Kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that little naked Mikey, or is his name Mikey or Mickey?
I don't remember what his name is.
Famous
But I
book.
also have I need a new butt.
Mm. I need a new butt.
What's wrong with the butt
Yes.
you have?
Wait, let me get my Huey Lewis song out.
What is I need a new butt about?
Yeah, what's that?
It's about a boy that wants a new butt, so he goes around and tries on all kinds of different butts.
I want to read this now. I'm curious.
Like he wants a tail.
And
I
what-
can lend it to you.
And what? And are you sure? you
Yeah,
might get in trouble.
outlaw, yeah.
But let me just ask you. We got to go.
Isn't that ridiculous, though?
Yes. What's the point of that book, though? Just to be funny?
It's just to be funny. That's
okay.
the best kind of book.
All
be
right.
funny.
All right. Cindy, what should people do? Just call.
So people need to contact their senators right now about House Bill 29
Okay.
because that is supposed to be talked about today.
Vote no on 29.
It'd be great if it didn't get it out of committee.
All right. Vote no on
It's
29.
draconian.
So this butt. There's a series of these butt books. There's I need a new butt. I broke my butt. My butt is so noisy, and my butt is so silly.
It sounds like they're just
There you
funny.
go.
They're just kind of
They
little
look hilarious.
sophomoric little.
Yeah.
All right. 29. Contact your senators and say no on 29. All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Cindy.
that's the most important thing today.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and you had the vinyl.
And the vinyl.
In 1981, Men at Work's Business as Usual. That was the name of the album featuring Who Can It Be Now?
And Down Under, which you've heard too many times.
Yes.
All right. Is this a sponsored feature?
No.
All right.
Well, it's time for another episode of Beat Gina. I'm Johnny Ola, Beat Gina announcer, with a word for the gentlemen in the audience. Introducing Mascu-Slim.
Ooh.
The Mascu-Slim garment takes inches off your waist with power knit two-way stretch nylon.
Go on.
Featherweight. Featherweight lightness gives powerful stomach control that flattens you to masculine trimness. The Mascu-Slim garment promises no roll, double control panels, and it comes with a detachable pouch. Mascu-Slim. Fabulously comfortable, and it's completely undetectable. I'm wearing one now. The Mascu-Slim comes in sizes small to extra large.
Well, of course.
Only $6.99 if you order now. Extra pouches are just $2.49 each. I'm not sure why you would need extra pouches, but there you go.
For what?
Order today for the Night Tripper, Regency Square, Hollywood, California, 90028. Mascu-Slim.
William Shatner says, never leave home without it.
And now, here's a man who has no need of such a garment. Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Oh, I could use one. Let's see. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against, is it Maggie?
Hi, Maggie.
Yeah.
All right,
Hi.
Maggie. All right, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game if you call it correctly. Heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, let's see what happens. It is tails.
Well, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to the 10th annual Big Lebowski Festival, November 9th at Perry's Egyptian Theater. A full night of Duder swag, trivia, White Russian cocktails for those 21 and up. Doors open at 5. Costume contest starts at 7. The cult classic film starts at 7:30. After party at Brewski's with the CCR tribute band Tombstone Shadow. Go to ogdenpet.com for tickets, ogdenpet.com.
All right, now, because you lost the coin toss, that means Gina goes first. It is her question to answer exclusively, multiple choice. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, Maggie, I'll allow you to answer that same question correctly, stealing Gina's point away. And we'll go back and forth until one of you gets 3 points. I have leftover Peanuts character trivia.
Okay.
Charlie Brown trivia. So we'll get through those, and then we'll continue. All right. Gina, what position did Charlie Brown play on the baseball team?
Baseball team.
What position did he play? Was it 1, left field? Was it 2, pitcher? Was it 3, belly itcher? Or was it 4, loss prevention manager at Foot Locker?
Left field. No?
Boy, she said that with confidence, didn't she?
Yes.
Wrong. No, he did not
Now
play.
we get a chance to steal Maggie, if that's your name.
Yeah, that's my name. Don't wear it out.
All right, what's your answer?
I think I remember seeing Charlie pitch.
Yes, that's
Pitcher.
right.
I threw in left field.
To
To
get me?
confuse you,
got me.
yes.
Because I know Lucy was the catcher. I know that.
Exactly.
Maggie, you have 1 point. Gina has no points. You can get a second point here because you now control the question.
Maggie, what type of airplane did Snoopy fly when he was a famous fighter pilot? What type of plane was it? It was in his imagination, of course. But was it 1, the Cuckoo Patrol? Was it 2, the Yankee Doodle Pigeon? Was it 3, the Sopwith Camel? Or 4, the Flying Tiger?
Oh, I don't remember. 4?
The Flying Tiger?
No.
Sorry.
Gina?
I'm sorry. One more time.
Was it 1, the Cuckoo Patrol? Was it 2, the Yankee Doodle Pigeon? Was it 3, the Sopwith Camel?
I don't know. I still don't know. Yankee Doodle Pigeon.
No, it's the
He was the-
Sopwith Camel.
He was the Red Baron.
No, he wasn't the Red Baron.
Oh, he was fighting the
He was
Red Baron.
fighting the Red Baron.
That is a kind of airplane, a
World-
biplane.
World War I biplane.
The Sopwith Camel. All right, it's 1 for Maggie, none for Gina.
Okay.
Gina controls the question.
Gina?
Yes.
What did Snoopy hate for people to do to him? all the time?
Okay.
Was it 1, pat him on the head? Was it 2, ignore him? Was it 3, say, hey, you're that dog from the insurance commercial? Or was it 4, mistake him for Brian the dog from Family Guy?
I'm not sure why he didn't like to be patted on the head, but he didn't like to be patted on the head.
There you go.
It's tied up now. I believe we go to Meggie.
Meggie?
Uh-huh.
What is Lucy's last name?
Oh, fine. You give her the easy one.
What is Lucy's last name?
It's Sop with Camel.
Yeah, that's it. Is it 1, Schultz? Is it 2, Van Pelt? Is it 3, Simpson? Or is it 4, Hitler?
I have no idea. Simpson?
It's Lucy Van Pelt.
Oh.
Van Pelt is correct.
Oh. That's 2 for Gina, 1 for Meggie. Meggie, I'm sorry to tell you, Gina controls the question.
Gina? Leftover Tilda Swinton trivia.
Give it to me.
In 2013, she risked being arrested in Moscow, Russia, after doing what?
Okay.
Was it 1, 3 a.m. in Red Square, she threw a bottle at the guard at Lenin's tomb? Was it 2, played the Ramones album Rocket to Russia at an unreasonable volume in her hotel room for hours and hours yelling, hey, guns don't scare me, buddy? Was it 3? Was it 3, waving a rainbow flag in front of the Kremlin in violation of Russia's new homosexual propaganda bill and posted it widely on social media? Or was it 4, she said on television, even British vodka is better than Russian vodka?
I'm going to go with waving the flag.
Waving the rainbow
And I'm
flag.
sorry, Maggie. Gina wins an exciting edition of Beat Gina.
Oh, Maggie, though,
Way
hang
to
on
go,
the line.
Gina.
Hang on the What a nice person Maggie is.
What are you going to do about that?
Even though I beat you, Maggie, I'm going to give you these tickets to the Big Lebowski Festival anyway.
Oh, hang on the line, Maggie, and we'll
Thank you.
we'll get those to you. Hang on.
I've got to go. I've got to get out of this garment.
I'll say. All right, Big Boy News now brought to you by
Clark Planetarium proudly presents Laser Trans-Siberian Orchestra, a holiday music journey, November 22nd to December 31st. Don't miss this breathtaking laser light spectacle in the Hanson Dome Theater. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
All right, thank you.
Now, coming up in just a second here in the news, I want you to, if you possibly can, go look at x96.com/live. I have a charming picture to show you. A pair of ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz is on the auction block nearly 2 decades after a thief stole the iconic shoes, convinced that they were adorned with real jewels. Remember that? Somebody convinced that guy that
I
they
think
were.
it was a boner winner at the time.
That's right.
They were really. That's really
It says
rubies.
right in the name, Ruby Slipper.
Online bidding has started and will continue through December 7. Heritage Auctions in Dallas announced in a new news release on Monday a pair of ruby slippers once worn by actress Judy Garland sit on display at a news conference September 4, 2018 at the FBI office in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. The auction company received the sequin and bead bedazzled slippers from Michael Shaw, the memorabilia collector who originally owned the footwear at the heart of the beloved 1939 musical. Shaw had loaned the shoes in 2005 to the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. That summer, somebody smashed the display case, stole the slippers. Their whereabouts remained a mystery until the FBI recovered them in 2018. Now the museum is actually among those trying to buy the slippers, the museum from which they were stolen.
Well, why would you have to buy them?
I don't know.
They give them back?
They were one of several pair that Garland wore during the filming. Only 4 pair remain. Grand Rapids raised money for the slippers at the annual Judy Garland Festival. The funds will supplement the $100,000 set aside this year by Minnesota lawmakers to purchase them. It doesn't say why, if they were stolen from the museum,
Give them back.
why they shouldn't just get them back. But all right, here you go. Look for this picture. This is a charming picture. This is Utah's Hogle Zoo. They've introduced their newest resident. He's a Chinese red panda.
I love red pandas.
He's a year old, and his name is William.
William,
William.
little William the red panda.
William the Chinese red panda.
He's adorable.
William, such a Chinese. Doesn't that evoke China to you?
yeah.
The name William. William traveled to Salt Lake City from the Lincoln Children's Zoo, which is coincidentally in Lincoln.
Red pandas are one of those animals that don't look real. They look like stuffed animals.
Shortly after Hogle Zoo transitioned from caring for Himalayan red pandas to Chinese red pandas. The decision was made in collaboration with the Association of Zoos and Aquariums as part of their red panda species survival plan. Zoo caretakers describe William as a cautiously curious animal, eager to explore his new home in the Asian Highlands habitat. His favorite activities include training. He has a little set of barbells and workout. Learning new behaviors and snacking on fruit and bamboo. That sounds like quite a life.
I'll say.
William's arrival follows the departure of Mau Mau, a Himalayan red panda who left Hogle Zoo in a huff.
In a huff?
Yeah, yes.
That's it. I'm out of here.
That's right. Red pandas are native to China, India, Nepal, Bhutan, and Myanmar. They belong to the family Aluridae and are classified as two species, Alarus fulgens, that's Himalayan red pandas, and Alarus fulgens steyani, that's Chinese red pandas, both considered endangered due to habitat loss, poaching, and other problems.
Well, it's so difficult to get the pandas to breed, the regular pandas, the black and white ones.
Yeah.
I say we just abandon them and stick with red pandas.
Just focus on the red
Focus
panda?
on the red pandas.
Give up on the regular
Exactly.
panda?
Abandon the black and white ones and just go with the red pandas. They're cuter.
I got excuse me. Schroeder played catcher. Was Lucy the umpire?
She must have
I
been
think so,
that
yeah.
or the coach.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Because she would always go out on the pitcher's mound and yell at Charlie.
That's why I thought she was the catcher, but she must have been the ref. Okay.
All right.
While the United States has become more religiously diverse in recent decades, white Christians remain the largest religious segment of the country, making up about 42% of the population, according to data from the Public Religion Research Institute, if you can trust them. And for Donald Trump, their support was once again key to his victory. Why? White Christians want a felon and serial rapist, adulterer, philanderer. Why they want him as president is beyond me. Exit poll data from CNN and other news outlets reported that 72% of white Protestants, 61% of white Catholics said they voted for Trump. Among white voters, 81% of those identified as born again or evangelical supported Trump, up from 76% in 2020.
And soon you'll have to choose your own Christian religion because that's where we're headed.
We're white Christians. We don't want a woman of color as president,
Oh,
certainly.
God, no.
God, that would be awful. I mean, we had to suffer through 8 years of a black man being president. Never again. Ryan Berge, associate professor of political science at Eastern Illinois University, said that kind of support is hard to overcome, especially in the Rust Belt swing states that helped seal Trump's victory. Really?
Well, yeah, one more story. We got sports, weather, and traffic to do as well.
Let me go to this one. Rudy Giuliani.
Yes.
He is just a piece of slime.
Is he going to get pardoned?
He's
Is that part of it?
sure.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
He will appear in a New York City courtroom today to explain to a federal judge why he hasn't surrendered his valuables as part of a $148 million defamation judgment. He was supposed to give up everything in his Manhattan apartment and the apartment. He cleaned it out. He had people take all the stuff out of it and put it in storage. And then he was supposed to give up his Mercedes, which was once driven by, who was it? I can't remember. Some celebrity used to have the Mercedes.
John Boyd.
Probably John Boyd.
No, it was a woman.
No,
it was I'll find it. But he's been seen driving it around in Florida.
Yeah.
And he's
You
supposed
owe these
to
women millions of dollars.
Yeah, he's supposed to give it to them. And
It'll be pardoned.
man. Yeah. So anyway, that's it.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Well, high school football rankings, 25 best teams in the country has been released, and Utah's own Corner Canyon is number 20 on the list.
Oh,
so
there you go.
Congratulations to them. NFL today, 6:15, you've got the Bengals and the Ravens. The Jazz, they could win this one because the Milwaukee Bucks are just as bad as they are. They're both 1-6. That game is at 6 o'clock tonight. Utah Hockey Club is on the road at St. Louis. Puck drops Bill at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
That is your sports weather. It's chilly today. It's still not even above freezing. 30 degrees right now. 45 for a high today. We stay in the mid-40s for the next couple days. Then we warm back up into the mid to upper 50s for the weekend, which is more normal for this time of year. Traffic, let's
Lauren
see.
Bacall, that's who owned the Mercedes.
Oh. Let's see. Traffic we have. Denver traffic report. Snow coming down. Roads are terrible. Slow. Why am I out in this? Oh, that's right. I have to pay the rent. Traffic update from Tooele. SR36 moving slowly, but no accidents reported. Another Infiniteam member says eastbound lane closure first south causing backup to campus. Thank you for all of that coming in via text at 33986. The Stateroom presents Making Live Music Memories. Don't miss Amy Mann with Jonathan Colton Wednesday, November 13th at the Commonwealth Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a few moments. Stay.
Mother's Day is this Sunday, is that right?
That is correct.
Now, I know what you're doing. You're going to see Is It Me, God, You're There, Margaret.
Are you there, God? It's
Yeah,
me, Margaret.
That's what I said. I said something close to that. And is that all you'll do for Mother's Day?
I mean, I don't know what else. That's the one activity.
Is somebody doing something special for you?
I don't know.
Is it always a surprise? Because my wife makes it clear what she wants for Mother's Day every year, and that is, what do you want for Mother's Day? Leave me alone! That's essentially it. I want to go outside and work and plant plants all day, plant in the garden all day, and drink mimosas by myself. Leave me alone.
I always planted with my mom for Mother's Day.
Well, and that's historically what my kids have done on Mother's Day is I have a bunch of pots that I have out in the backyard, and they plant my pots for Mother's Day. That's my present.
And I don't do anything because my wife is not my mother.
But you should still.
Don't you? She has children that can do things for her.
She is the mother of your children. Aren't you grateful to her for that?
She's not my mother.
Birthed your children.
She says, as a matter of fact, I'm not your mother. Do you do anything for Mother's Day, Carrie, with Sue?
No,
because she's not your mother.
Well,
no.
It doesn't make sense. But I was thinking about it too, because somebody in the chat room. And by the way, if you don't know what the chat room is, you listen to this, you ought to maybe check it out. And it's kind of interesting to participate in there and
so if you go to
see what people are thinking about and talking about.
If you go to the X96 web page or x96.com/live, the chat room appears right below the video. Hi.
And they post stuff all the time. And somebody had, I forget who did it, some guy, I think, found this ad for Andy's Chuck Wagon Buffet, because we were talking about it on a best of, apparently. And I probably was telling the story of taking my grandparents there for their 50th or 60th wedding anniversary, because that's where they wanted to go. Could have gone any place expensive in Ogden, which there weren't many places, but they wanted to go there. But he found this ad: enjoy your Mother's Day dinner at Andy's Chuck Wagon from noon to 8 p.m., serving our famous buffet. 35 delicious items to choose from. Andy's Buffet Chuck Wagon, 3684 Wall Avenue in the Kmart Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
and it's just a cheesy little ad that was probably in the Standard Examiner or something, but brought back a huge flood of memories of Andy's Chuck Wagon Buffet. And it made me kind of wish that it was there still.
You would go, wouldn't you?
I would go, just to say
for memories.
Yeah. But long, I think that whole thing is, I don't even know if I could locate it anymore. I guess I have 3684 Wall Avenue, but I'm sure it doesn't look anything like that anymore. But no Andy's Chuck Wagon Buffet
No,
for Mother's
sorry.
Day.
Nope.
Somebody says, should I do something for my ex-wife? We have one child together.
could.
Absolutely, you should. That,
well,
she's, again, still the mother of your child. It would be a nice thing to...
But they do have that one child who could do something.
Well, maybe the child is a toddler.
So they're never too early to learn. Do something for your mother.
You have to teach them.
Crawl over there and get her slippers. And crawl back with them.
It's never a bad idea to do something nice for someone. You're looking for excuses not to do it. Not my mother. Not my this. She's my ex-wife, not my current.
I'm always looking for excuses to not do something nice.
I was pulling root vegetables when I was a toddler.
Yeah. It's well, anyway, Mother's Day is Sunday, and actually my wife did say she'd like some lobster and some artichokes. So
you'll make dinner.
I'll
for
make
her.
that happen.
Yeah,
I'll make that happen.
Eight 47 right now.
I have an email of interest. That's two emails of interest in one show. I don't know.
Okay.
Gina had one and I got one.
Email. Oh, interest.
This just came in this morning at 7 this morning. It's from our friend in Texas, Laura Roper. You remember Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was struggling in Texas to find a partner, a male companion.
Mm-hmm.
I remember she sent us some photos. She's a lovely woman.
Mm-hmm.
Has some kids, as I recall. It says, Dear Bill, I missed check-ins the last couple of days because of work, but I wanted to call and tell you all that I tried. I mean, damn it, I tried. Nobody I voted for won. This is Texas, after all.
Well, yeah.
Though this year I had some hope. I've lost friends because they say stupid and archaic things like, if you don't like it, leave. It's never stay and try to make things better. That's what I'm trying to do. I moved here from Utah 10 years ago, and I try to stay and make it better, but I am so effing tired. I just want to say we can all live in peace and harmony, but I'm struggling to accept friends with different values because those values are so incomprehensible to me.
Yep.
I desperately want to err on the side of kindness. I will pay more in taxes if it means every American has access to health care. I will pay more for groceries and gas if it means we are supporting governmental programs that help those needier than I.
I agree with you.
I will take many personal losses for the greater good, and that's where I feel our country has gone wrong. We have allowed the love of money and power to beat out the love of humankind. We all want a healthy economy, and we all want goods, cheap goods and services. But sorry, one political party does not get to claim that, nor can they claim God either. I refuse to throw away women's health, nor rights for the LGBTQ, and I'll be damned if I've heard even one good argument as to how anybody could justify doing so. I just wanted to type out all of this to somebody who I know will understand.
Oh.
Your radio show helps me feel not so all alone. Please give my love to Carrie and to Gina, and feel free to share my thoughts on the radio. Love, Texas, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
It reminded me of years ago when I first started going to this tax accountant. Stopped trying to do taxes, my tax forms myself, and went to this accountant. And he said something about, now we've got to make sure that you don't give all this money to the federal government. And I said, well, I don't mind paying taxes. He said, what? I don't mind paying taxes if
it goes
for roads and for health care and for things like that. I don't mind paying taxes. Well, okay, he said. He ultimately understood what I meant.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to.
What kind of world do we want to live in? Well, taxes pay for a lot of those things that we think are important, or keep us safe, or keep our food safe, or all kinds of reasons taxes are not a bad thing.
Or we could all just go back to living in shacks or caves and be suspicious of everybody all the time. And keep every bit of money we get for ourselves.
That's where we're headed.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid
selfishness.
Jesus, I mean, but saying that Elon Musk is going to be put in charge of government efficiency and finding out ways to he doesn't know how to do any of that. He's not the reason that SpaceX is successful.
No,
it's because there are really good people running that.
Mm-hmm.
And
even
anytime he
Tesla.
meddles,
Tesla didn't develop that. He.
But anytime he meddles in it, it screws it up. I mean that stupid truck, that's all his doing, and it's just stupid.
And look what he did to Twitter.
Yeah,
but he's going to make things better in the government. Yeah.
By the way, something happened to my Twitter. I don't know what exactly, but I can't access my main page the right way, and I had like 11,000 or 12,000 followers or something like that. I think I'm just going to shut it down.
No,
just not, because it's a mess anyway.
Yeah.
And why I frankly did. I was thinking I should use it more because it's a good way to communicate with people, but then I started looking at that, and I'm having problems with it anyway. So why just to hell with it. To hell with Twitter. Because
I
it
keep
supports
it just
him.
as it's a way to keep an eye on what certain people are thinking about things. I still use it. It's not my primary source.
You still tweet too. I mean, every time you tweet, every time you open it, you're supporting Elon Musk. I don't. Yeah. And I'm sure the people who work there love working there.
You can't do anything anymore without supporting bad people, it seems.
Like it.
I mean, I bust my ass not using, all of these. We don't use Amazon at my house. We go directly to the people that are sending us stuff, But even then, I don't go to Walmart either. But even then, sometimes if you go directly to, there's this soap that I like, right? And so we go directly to the people that sell and make the soap. And we say, send us the soap. Well, we're sold out. Okay, great. So we do a search online. It's not sold out at Walmart.
Well, that's why they're sold out, because Walmart
They're
bought
sold
it all.
out because Walmart bought it all. So I have to order it from Walmart if I want to get the soap that I like.
What kind of soap do you like? I'm curious.
It's green and it's pear.
A pear?
It's
pear scented.
It's pear scented, and it comes. Well, it's not even really scented. It's just.
Is it shaped
it's
like a
made
pear?
from pears?
Oh,
No, it's made
from
from
pears.
It's one of those, that's a natural kind of soap thing, But
Is
And
this just a hand
Carrie
soap
doesn't
or a
want-
body
Hey,
soap?
Carrie does not want to say its name. He's having enough trouble getting it now.
I don't recall the name of it. I can see the
Pear soap.
package. It's green. Anyway, yeah. So, and my brother-in-law has an Amazon account. So
I do too.
We don't use it. We only use it to watch TV.
Yeah.
We let him pay for it, and he's fine with that because he says he needs it. So, But no, I mean, you can't go anywhere anymore without. I mean, it's the corporations that are the problem. They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody blames the president for inflation. It's not him. It's the corporations.
Yep.
He
Well,
doesn't
and if
control
you-
the price of eggs.
If he puts the tariffs in place like he's talking about,
Oh, yeah.
if people voted for Donald Trump because the cost of living has gone up with groceries and items
And that's why
and
they did.
housing,
Yeah.
putting tariffs on things, prices of all of that stuff is going to go up. They're going to pass that cost on to the consumer. You are going to end up paying more for that.
Yep.
If you close the border and deport however many million people they're going to deport, that is going to cause the cost of construction and your food to go up.
It was a bad election for people who didn't vote for him, and it's going to be a bad election for people who did vote for him. They just don't realize it yet. Email! Oh, interest. Traffic.
Southbound I-15 Point of the Mountain accident on the right shoulder. Some slowage. Stop and go through there. Thank you, friend of the program, for sending that in. Vehicle traffic slowed down here in the refinery division of North Salt Lake. Thank you, friend of the program, for that. Crash at the intersection of 53rd South State Street has multiple directions of travel blocked. Biggest delays are eastbound 53rd and southbound State Street. Join us for the Whiskey and History walking tour and tasting experience November 16th. It's a limited capacity event. Get your tickets now at x96.com. Learn about the rich history of distillation in Utah from the mid-1800s to present day. It's a 2.5-hour experience, including tastings at the Wine Academy of Utah, and it concludes at the Ruin, Salt Lake City on Main Street, powered by the Ruin SLC, High West Distillery, and Sugar House Distillery.
And you get stuff, too, don't you?
I think, you're going to get... We'll get from Jimmy exactly what the...
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, let's take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song, KXRK Provo, with the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win the prize. All you have to do is tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, go ahead and cheat. Go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting, November 7, 2024. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the winner. And what will you win?
Tickets to see Foster the People February 11th at the Union.
Foster the People tickets. All you have to do is call and play the Boner Recap game. Notice I didn't say you have to win. Foster the People tickets. People.
The Peepers.
877-602-9696 is the number to call. Larson HVAC.
You know, we have lots of nice friends of the program, and some of them own businesses. And Larson HVAC is owned and operated by Sean Larson and his family. They've been around since 2017. And these are good people.
Yeah.
They just are. And they did this last year, and they're going to do it again this year. They want to help a deserving family. But they need you to let them know who you think needs or deserves a new furnace.
It could be you.
It could be, yeah, sure. They're giving away a free furnace in honor of their Grandma Jana, who always took care of those in need. So go to larsonhvac.com/x96 before November 30th to nominate someone who needs a little help this season so they can get a new furnace installed in early December. And while you're there, you can learn more about their VIP plans and specials to make your HVAC and plumbing systems worry-free all year long. LarsonHVAC.com/x96 or mention X96 when you call 801-930-50.
Well, the Republicans are really after me.
Me too. I'm getting him too.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
Would you like celebrities who were rich before they were famous?
Oh, okay.
Would you like celebrities who are terrible neighbors? Would you like stingy celebrities? Or would you like celebrities with criminal parents?
I don't know. You pick. I don't.
What was the second one?
The second one was worst neighbors.
What was the first one?
Rich before they were famous.
Rich before famous, stingy celebrities.
I want to know bad neighbors.
Bad
Are
neighbors.
they all about celebrities?
They're all celebrity lists.
Oh,
If you have a different list, Bill, if you think you
Well,
can do better,
Well, you didn't give me a heads up, or I would have looked.
Okay.
Celebrity health scares throughout the years. Huh? How about that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because that connotates to me that they got better.
yeah, that's true.
So, bad neighbors.
bad neighbors. Okay, number 1.
All right.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, say no
Okay,
more.
Move on.
Hulk Hogan's neighbors hated the little farm he had next to his house, full of chickens, roosters, rabbits, dogs. They complained that it was noisy and smelly.
Wait a minute. He had rabbits?
Apparently.
Hulk Hogan is noisy and smelly.
In 2012, Katy Perry was dating John Mayer, and her neighbors called the cops, supposedly, due to their loud bedroom sessions one night.
Is
loud John Mayer sex
one night. Is Katy Perry on the bad list these days?
Yeah, because she...
What'd she do?
Well, so there was a group of... This is a different list.
Okay.
A group of celebrities that were rooting for the billionaire that wanted to be the mayor of L.A.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
And then there were celebrities rooting for the nice lady who won.
Who won? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Simon Cowell.
Oh, I imagine he'd
Well,
be a terrible neighbor.
He does everything bad.
He constantly parked cars in front of other people's houses, and I mean that's not super bad.
Well, he throws beer bottles in their front yard.
Yeah.
Let's see, Britney Spears.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to be neighbors to her.
It's not her fault though, because it's paparazzi follows her everywhere.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's I'll give Britney a break on that's not her fault. David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer.
Bad neighbor?
In 2010, the Friends star bought a 5-story townhouse in New York that was built in 1852. He tore it down to build a 6-story mansion, and his neighbors were so angry that he tore it down, they spray painted "Ross is not cool" on the side of the building. Maybe they're the bad neighbors.
Ross is not cool. Of all the derogatory things, I love that.
Natasha Lyonne. Now, this was in 2004, before she got sober.
Okay, yeah, she's had some problems.
Drug-addled Natasha threatened to molest her neighbor's dog. She said she would never do that.
Wait, hey.
What?
Well, let's move
That's
on.
not Russian doll behavior.
Let's see. James Franco.
Yeah,
well,
he would be a jerk.
The actors received lots of complaints about the way he treats his home like a film set, blocking driveways with trailers, taking over people's yards for meetings.
Wow.
Minnie Driver.
Oh, now,
No.
come on. Not sweet Minnie Driver.
Tread lightly.
According to TMZ, the actress was sued for throwing baby food jars full of black paint at her neighbor's under construction home because she didn't like what they were building.
She lived next door to Ross.
I'll bet. Wait a minute. Black paint and baby... Oh, so that when it smashes against the wall...
I mean, so
it's
she
like-
thought this through.
Wow.
Let's see. Justin Theroux. So he was the Leftovers and
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston's
I was
ex.
going to say he was dating her. Yeah.
Apparently, his neighbors complained because he lifts weights early in the morning, and he does that
does the
weightlifter
grunt
thing where
thing.
and throws the weights down.
Jerk.
People are complain about the dumbest things.
I would hate to hear that every morning.
If it was Justin Theroux.
Tracy Morgan.
I imagine living
He goes around trying to put a baby in everybody.
He installed a shark tank in his apartment in Manhattan, and the lights that illuminated the tank caused a fire in the building.
How am I supposed to know this, Liz Lemon?
Let's see. Who else do we have here? Anthony Michael Hall
Yeah, I've heard this story, yeah.
was arrested after he cursed at a neighbor and threatened to beat him to a pulp, and then knocked on his door and said, "Come out here and fight me. I dare you to fight me."
I hear that he's difficult.
Well,
And that's a nice way of putting
It's that, and he also refuses to wash his hair. So
And this is on the list, and it pains me to read this.
Oh, Julia Roberts?
You're very close.
Sandy
You're
Bullock?
so close.
Sandy Bullock?
You're so close. George and Amal Clooney.
Oh,
you
now.
know they're my favorite
Stop it.
celebrity couple.
Stop it.
Their neighbors complained about an invasion of privacy by a security setup at their English country home, and the renovations went on too long. This is not. See,
George is not cool.
No, George is not cool.
People, hey, it went on too long.
I mean, it is a little annoying when.
Yes.
But so there you go.
They had contractor problems, you know.
It happens.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
It's going to be my new put down, like on Twitter. And
Ross is not cool.
Whoever.
Trump is not
Trump
cool.
is not cool. I'm going to start using that all the time now.
Since I heard that song the first time in high school and holiday.
Are you lost? Can I help you, little girl? Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I am not okay. I mean, I'm fine.
Here, take my hand. I'll show you. We'll go find your mommy. Okay? Let's go find your mommy.
Did you ever do that when you were young, like in a store?
Get lost?
Well, and you think you're following your mom because you're not really looking at who's in front of you, and then you realize at some point you've been following some other woman around the store. You have the same color shirt as my mom.
Come on, we'll help you find her.
Yes. Boner recap time. Harley is here.
Harley, are you there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Harley. Where are you calling us from today?
I am currently at work at Hillfield right now.
How you holding up, Harley?
All things considering, I'm doing okay today.
Well, that's good. That's good. Some days better, some days worse, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the way it always. Well, are you going to do anything fun this weekend?
This weekend, I plan on just spending time with my daughter this weekend, so that's always fun.
Okay, good. You could go to the zoo and see that new red panda they have.
He's pretty cute.
He's really cute.
Adorable.
Chinese red panda. His name is William.
That's why you like him.
I might just have to take.
Yeah. Harley, you stand to win a prize here. What is that prize, Gina?
Tickets to see Foster the People February 11th at the Union.
You could take your daughter to see Foster the People. I bet she'd like that. How old's your daughter?
She'll be 3 in February.
Maybe a little young for Foster the People.
Exactly.
But
not the
perfect for the red,
zoo.
perfect for the red panda.
They
Listen,
are my wife's favorite band, though, so that is a perk.
They're your favorite band?
My wife.
Oh, your wife's favorite band. Okay. You're going to go home, Harley, a hero today with these tickets.
Hey, I'm hoping.
All right. Now, what I'm going to do, read the 3 boner candidates we had this morning. You tell me which one was the winner, and you'll get the tickets. I have the feeling you know, don't you?
I think I do.
All right. Boner candidate number 1, one-of-a-kind Jesus ruined a 7-foot-tall statue of Jesus Christ. Originally commissioned by the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Gordon B. Hinckley, in the 90s. It was in the Levitt Mortuary and Altares Memorial Park up in Ogden, and some people vandalized it. Just splashed it with blue and black paint, and they'll clean it up, but it's just not the same. Boner candidate number 2 was it his biblical values that drove him to kiddie porn? The former leader of a conservative Christian voter outreach program in favor of Donald Trump, arrested for possession of child sexual abuse materials. His name is Jason Yates. He stepped down from his position a couple of months ago because, well, everyone knew this was coming. And boner candidate number 3, the election has made America a good place for people like Mr. Tate to return. Yes, he's coming back now that the bulletproof outlaw is in charge. That's what he calls Donald Trump, the bulletproof outlaw. And Tate is, he and his brother are just among the worst human beings on the planet.
Absolutely.
And but they're perfect for America now.
Parents, if your sons are following them, you have a problem.
So those were the 3, Harley. Which one was the winner?
It was number 2.
Yes, it was, in fact, number 2. You and your wife are going to go see Foster the People. All you got to do is hang on the line, and Katie will tell you what to do next. And thanks for listening, and thanks for playing the game.
All right, hang on. There we go, Harley. Thank you. So that red panda's cute.
It sure is.
But the guy in the chat room found the snow leopard cubs that are also up at Hogle Zoo.
Ooh, we have lots of cute babies up there.
Some pictures there. Just adorable.
Yeah.
Yes. I haven't been to the zoo in ages.
Me either. We used to go a lot. I used to go to the zoo in the summer, maybe every day for a while.
Well, we used to
because they had the train there.
Yeah.
And my son, little Bill, was obsessed with the train. And so he had to ride it all the time. And it got to the point where they knew his name, and they would say hi, and then sometimes they let him sit right by the engineer.
We had a pass, which was great. So we could
we
just
did
go
too.
all the time.
Oh,
but they still charged you extra for the train.
Yeah,
when
it
you
was
had
an extra ticket.
Except for Little Bill, they did not. It got to the point where they just decided, no, let him come in. He's fine. Come on in. He loved that. Man, he was just,
Oh, they also have a baby gorilla.
What?
Apparently, yes. Oh, look at him. Oh!
Oh, he's riding on the back.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Cute.
Oh, my goodness.
Hitching a ride there.
Throw your coat on and head up to the zoo. All right. We will take a break. We will be back with some big boy news and opinioendo. Stand by for that. Underdog Fantasy.
Yes, Underdog Fantasy. now look, if you're going to be watching sports this weekend, this is what you want to do. You get Underdog Fantasy, and you can make a little money while you're having fun with your sporting events. Underdog makes it so easy for you to cash in on your athletes' performances. They have like this pick'em game, and it's really easy. You pick higher or lower on all your favorite players' stats. You want to choose Patrick Mahomes. I keep referencing that because that's the team I look at the most. Is he going to pass for more yards or fewer yards? That's what you do. You pick, and that's how you win. Underdog puts the power to cash out in your hands because you can either keep riding with your entry or you can tap the Win Now button and cash out whenever you want. Every dog deserves a second chance, and with Underdog's rescues, you can get your money back and get a promo if an early injury causes your player to lose. So sign up now with the promo code ALLRED. That's ALLRED. Deposit now. You'll get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code ALLRED. It must be 18 years of age or older, present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You can win $1,000 and
It's often said that the people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day. And today's word is...
Horp. H-O-R-P. Horp. And now, to use the word, here are two Utah fellows getting ready for Utah's biggest yearly celebrations. It's Pioneer Days, Days of 47. The season of the Ute Stampede, and the mayor of Mona, Don Criddle, and his son Denver are planning what they will do to celebrate this year. Again, the word is Horp.
Denver, boy of mine, what should we do this year to celebrate the arrival of the Mormon pioneers into the Salt Lake Valley? It's been years since we have went up to the Days of 47 rodeo at the Calvin L. Rampton Salt Palace Convention Center. Would you like to do that?
Well, Daddy, I do love the rodeo. You know I do. Them clowns that they use for the bull riding, that's pretty exciting. But ever since that one clown, Gene's Wall, he got paralyzed by that big old bull named Husker Du, the clowns just ain't been the same for me.
Well, okay. But what about the parade? You've always been a young man who loves a parade.
Oh, I do like the girls that twirl them batons. Gives me a funny feeling in my tummy when they throw them way up in the air and then catch them and twirl them again and again. I get all wound up inside.
Well, then, why don't me and you and your ma go up to the parade?
'Cause they don't throw out candy anymore, Daddy. And that's a ripoff. Besides, I'm too busy to go this year. I'm getting ready for another big celebration right here to home.
What celebration?
Well, I'm getting ready for the Renaissance Fair up to the Lavender Farm. It's next month, and I'm making a costume, and I'm making a big old lance. Tim Hafen told me I could borrow his horse, and I'm entered into the jousting contest.
Hey, Denver, I don't think
you can't talk me out of this, Daddy. I'm going to do this. It's going to be great. The Knights of Mayhem are going to be there, and Opal the Fairy, and a mermaid, too. And for the music, the Wolfgang Twins are a couple of Viking-like guys who pound drums with axes. And best of all, the future Mrs. Denver Criddle is going to be performing, too.
Are you off your head, boy? Who would that be?
There's these identical twin ladies, beautiful ladies, I might add, who play all kinds of music on electric harps. They're real good and real pretty, and it don't matter which one wants to get married to me because they are identical. And guess what the twins call themselves, Daddy? Just guess.
I don't know. The Horp Twins?
The Horp Twins, Daddy. Isn't that great? The Horp Twins.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
Harry, this is Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:21. Time for some big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by.
During IFA's Animal Food Drive, for every 10 bags of pet food and livestock feed sold, IFA will donate 1 bag of feed to local animals in need. Stop by your local IFA today and talk with IFA's animal nutrition experts about the best food for your pets or livestock. More details, shop online at ifa.coop.
Thank you.
You know, there can be celebrities that there are celebrities that people just have never heard of. Most people have never heard of, and they're local celebrities. And this is a story of somebody I've never heard of, but his name is Chauncey Glover, Emmy Award-winning journalist and beloved news anchor at KCAL in Los Angeles. He died unexpectedly at 39 years old, the station announced this week. Glover joined the CBS affiliate in October of 2023 to anchor their evening shows after spending 8 years in Houston as the first black male main evening anchor at KTRK, the station said. He also previously had worked in Florida, Georgia, Michigan, but was a native of Athens, Alabama. Glover won 3 Emmy Awards for his compelling storytelling as well as his live reporting during Hurricane Harvey, where he notably rescued a woman in labor and helped deliver the baby.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Glover had a passion for mentoring and outreach, starting the Chauncey Glover Project after witnessing a teenager die in the streets of Detroit after he and another teen had attempted to rob a high school basketball coach. Chauncey's compassion and dedication to helping others, especially through the Chauncey Glover Project, changed countless lives, they said. It's fascinating to me. And there are probably people listening now who know who this is. You know, they have connections to L.A., have spent a lot of time there. They know who he is. And it just he was a beloved guy, and he accomplished a lot. He was only 39 years old. Speaking of somebody who's young and hasn't accomplished Tekashi 6ix9ine. I'm doing this story because I know how much Katie loves him. Reached a deal after being arrested last week for violating conditions of his supervised release. Why this guy is out on the streets, I have no idea.
Because he talked.
It was part of his probation stemming from a federal racketeering and firearms case plea deal. The rapper, born Daniel Hernandez, agreed to serve a month in jail for the violation. Okay, I'll spend a month in jail. Afterwards, we'll serve a month of home incarceration, a month of home detention, and a month of curfew, according to a letter partially endorsed by a Manhattan federal judge. Hernandez will also be subject to electronic monitoring. The deal requires him to submit to supervision from the court's probation department. Now, he was doing okay, but then he decided...
low, man.
But he decided he'd just go to... you have to report in and say, well, I want to travel, and they'll say yes or no. He was detained after traveling to Las Vegas without permission. They issued a warrant, and they arrested him. He just keeps going in and out of jail.
Katie is encouraging the irresponsible behavior because she's got him on his on the Deadpool.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people who want to kill this guy.
And if he does in fact go before December 31st, Katie wins the Deadpool. There's just no way we could catch up.
In 2018, Hernandez was arrested in New York. This is the original charges. On racketeering and firearms charges related to his involvement with the Nine Trey Bloods gang. After initially pleading not guilty, Hernandez entered into a plea deal and pleaded guilty to 9 charges, admitting that he had ordered a Nine Trey member to shoot rival rapper Chief Keef. His ex-girlfriend has also alleged that he posted revenge porn of her online. And he did. But he's just never been charged with it.
Not a good guy.
But there are a lot of people who want him dead, including Katie. So there you go. A TV movie about Ruby Franke, the Utah parenting influencer convicted of aggravated child abuse, is set to premiere this month, and Franke's estranged eldest daughter has called the film trash. Mormon Mom Gone Wrong, the Ruby Franke story, will debut on Lifetime Saturday, 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. Mountain Time.
Heather Locklear in it?
Yeah, it's Heather Locklear, and let's see, who she plays Jody Hildebrand.
Which is generous.
And way
Wow.
generous. And some other very lovely woman, Emily Olerup, plays Ruby Frankie. Also, I don't know who this other woman is, but also that's very generous casting for both of them, I would say. Flava Flav has no problem uplifting those around him.
Everywhere he goes, he's a ray of sunshine.
Well, he's been on a tour giving fellow celebrities he adores flowers.
Oh, really?
And now it's Selena Gomez's turn. He took to Twitter on Monday, where he applauded Gomez's strength and how candid she's been about her mental health publicly. I don't know her personally, but Selena Gomez is one of the strongest, most beautiful people inside and out, he gushed. I applaud her for being so open about her health and mental health, and I applaud her for clapping back at haters.
Good.
She doesn't have to. She shouldn't have to. The 32-year-old actress has been open about her mental health and lives with lupus, along with being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Gomez's My Mind and Me documentary gave fans an even deeper look into her mental health battles. Also launched the Rare Impact Fund to provide mental health services for the youth in 2020.
She's a billionaire.
Yeah. She's doing all right.
She's doing okay for somebody who's got bipolar disorder. Queen Elizabeth, a slice of wedding cake from the nuptials, the wedding of the future Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, a full 77 years ago. This slice of wedding cake is still in existence.
Really?
And has sold for over 4 times its expected value at auction. After being found under a bed in a suitcase, the piece of fruit cake netted over $2,800 after it was estimated to pull in about $650, according to the BBC.
Your wedding cake is a fruit cake? That's not.
That's not
a good.
That's not uncommon,
wedding.
actually.
That's the terrible.
It's
cake.
It's not uncommon, especially in England, because the terrible food those people eat. The original cake was served to 2,000 guests. 1947 wedding in November of then Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip.
Well,
a gift from Marion Polson, the housekeeper.
Prue thought the cake tasted okay, but Paul Hollywood thought it was a little too dense.
A bidder from China won the very, very rare slice of cake by purchasing it over the phone. It's a real find, a little time capsule of glorious cake. I don't know. I guess it's fairly common that people save. Oh, there's a picture of the original cake, the whole cake.
Mhm.
It was 9 feet tall.
Oh, they had plenty to go
layers
around.
and layers and layers and layers. But I guess it's fairly common for people to take a slice of their wedding cake and freeze it.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And then eat it
on anniversary.
On an anniversary, yeah. I thought it was weird, but I did it. My friend Jerry and his wife Kathleen.
Guy in the chat room says that fruit cake was pretty much the only cake available in 1947. Also, because it had a ton of brandy in it, it probably preserved it pretty well.
Let's see, what else have we got here? Fires outside of L.A. Forecasters have issued red flag warnings throughout much of Southern California, telling the public that the conditions are presenting a particularly dangerous situation. The Weather Service was warning residents in Los Angeles and Ventura counties of the potentially dangerous situation. The area is expected wind gusts of up to 60 to 80 miles an hour in the mountains and foothills. The mountain fire northwest of Los Angeles grew to more than 16 square miles on Wednesday in a matter of hours. There were evacuations for more than 10,000 people. Now, this is written late last night, so I don't know what's going on right now. But the Santa Ana winds are kicking up, as they do, and they're warning of just very dangerous fire conditions.
Yep.
And finally this, forget snakes, it's scorpions that Brazilians need to most worry about.
Oh, really?
Scorpions, feared for the toxic stinger, poised atop their tails, are proliferating thanks to urbanization and warming temperatures. The result is that scorpions have become the most lethal poisonous animal in Brazil, posing a growing danger for people across the whole country and spurring demand for anti-venom.
Kerry, this is a missed opportunity
For what? Oh.
Oh, please. No, don't
I'm just
do
sitting
it.
here
Don't-
waiting.
Don't.
How often does a
Yeah.
Don't have
Scorpion
time.
story come in?
Don't have time. Sorry.
And that's it. I'm done.
I was thinking about the Spider-Man villain and how lame he is. But anyway, weather.
It's cold, 34, going to get up to 45 for a high today. We stay in the 40s the next couple days. We do warm up over the weekend, though. Actually, it'll be close to 60 by Sunday, it looks like. No storms in sight. That's your weather.
Thank you.
Don't miss a single moment of the Radio from Hell show as soon as you wake up. from Hell on X96.
All right.
We got a couple of guests here in the studio. Cole Nordman is with us. He's does marketing and media management for the Utah Olympic Legacy Foundation. And Derek Pera, who is also, you work for the Olympic Foundation now, is that right?
Yes,
Derek?
sir, yeah.
But Olympic gold speed skating and gold and silver medalist in the 2002 games, right?
Yeah.
Here,
22 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
Ouch.
You still
That
get-
hurts me.
Still strap on the skates occasionally.
I play in our hockey rec league for adults. I don't really speed skate anymore. It takes a lot to speed skate, and it's not really fun when you're down in that position if you're not doing it a lot. So
I would think, yeah. So, but you play hockey recreationally,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, but you guys are here for something.
Well, they won an award.
There's
They
an
won an award, yeah.
What's the award? Tell us all about this.
We won a major award. We won the Community Impact Award from Visit Salt Lake. So it's an award they started giving out a few years ago, and we're just honored to be here to talk about it. It's one of those things that when we're acknowledged for the living legacy that we provide to this community, we're always happy to talk about it.
Tell us what what is the legacy, the living legacy that you provide for the community?
Yeah, I'm sure Derek can expound on this a little bit, but the living legacy for us is the impact that we have on our communities, whether it's our public activities, doing zip lines and bobsled rides at Olympic Park, or providing our Healthy Communities program where we bring kids into programs at the Oval, like learn to speed skate, learn to play hockey, or things that we do up at the park with our partner organization, Park City Ski and Snowboard. And it's really a way for us to carry on that legacy. It's 22 years ago, right? But we're still going. And
Isn't Utah really unique in that they've maintained all of our facilities, not just maintained them, but made them available to the public to use?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to any of their venue from the last 4, 5, 6 games, they're just empty warehouses. The buildings aren't really being used.
Why would you do that?
I think the committees just don't have the vision. There was a great people in place here before the 02 games. It's how the vision of what these venues could be down the road and how they could impact our youth and communities. So all of our venues are still being used what they were built for. If you go to Torino, it's a warehouse or a tractor trailer, haul driver.
That's really
a swap
unfortunate.
meet area.
Yeah.
Well, we're super unique here. Like, we are the only example in the world of a legacy foundation that does what it does after games.
And so you got an award.
Of course.
That's a good thing.
But because we've maintained these facilities now,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
means that the Olympics are coming back.
Yes, to 9 more years, over 9 years, we're going to have him back. We just got back from Paris where we got the award, and it was really great to be there. I was part
What
of the
a
delegation.
beautiful ceremony, that whole
Yeah.
thing. Everything about that Olympics, I was just could not stop watching.
Yeah, it was an uncertain time, just post September 11th. But I think our country really rallied around the athletes. It was kind of a springboard to get some positive thoughts back here. Our athletes did really well, the best games we've ever had as a team. And now, 22 years later, we've had thousands of kids come into our venues and try our programs and try sports for the first time and learn the Olympic ideals that we learn as athletes to come out in the world and be productive.
How do kids get involved with something like that? Somebody listening right now, they may say to their child, or maybe there's a kid listening right now, say, "Well, I'd like to learn how to skate."
Yeah, well, we have programs throughout the year round. Learn 2 programs where it's learn to play hockey, learn to speed skate, learn to figure skate, learn to jump in the pools over at Olympic Park, learn to Nordic ski, things like that. So if you look at our website, which is olympiclegacy.org, UtahOlympicLegacy.org, you can see when our sessions start. We have excellent coaches and programs, and we work on retention and teaching the fundamentals of the sport.
It's so if a kid wanted to learn to be a ski jumper, you can do that?
Yeah, absolutely. We start kids as young as 4 years old.
Oh my
on
God!
Some of our smaller jumps. So, and the really cool thing about a lot of our programs is that we have scholarships. So some of these barriers to entry with snow sports and things that people always kind of spring to mind when they think of these types of programs, we're here to help you. So just get a hold of us. If your kids really want to get into these programs, we'll find a way to get them involved because that's our mission.
And get a hold of you. How do they do that?
So go to UtahOlympicLegacy.org. You can go to our individual facility web pages. So we have Soldier Hollow Nordic Center, the Olympic Oval in Kearns, and then the Olympic Park up in Park City. So we've got 3 different facilities that you can look at, see what programs we have. We have everything from curling to biathlon, ski jumping, aerial skiing. There's so many different programs that you can get involved in.
And the Salt Lake Community Impact Award, this award that you've won, is it a giant trophy? Is it a cake? Is it a?
I haven't seen it.
I was going to bring it in. Actually, it looks kind of like a black arrowhead is kind of made out of. Yeah,
like it's a trophy.
Nice, fancy trophy. Yeah, it's up in our office in Park City.
So you should. I wish you would have brought it.
I live in Morgan, so I came the other way around the valley this morning. So it was a little tough to get there.
And if you want to donate, if you have feeling to donate to our programs, we would love that. Last year we served about 3,500 underprivileged kids in the inner cities and around the areas in our communities, to bring them in, no cost at all to them, to try these sports and be involved in a 6-week program or 4-week program.
How do you donate?
On our website, you can go to the donate link. Lisa Benyon Rasmussen is our head of revenue or
chief revenue
officer. She can talk with you and tell you different ways you can. But it's great. We pay for buses, for the coaching, and we just go to schools, bring kids in, and have them try the sports.
There's some corporate underwriting and then individual donations. I would assume there's some corporate underwriting.
Yeah, of course.
Our endowment. We run up our endowment from the games of 2002. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Well, it's nice to meet you both, Cole Nordman and Derek Para, Olympics gold and silver. Where are your medals right now?
People always ask that. They're wrapped in an American flag that someone gave me in the stands after my silver medal, inside of a circa 2002 Ziploc bag inside of a popcorn canvas bag that I have in my dresser at home.
I never wear them.
I don't wear them. I do bring them out. I speak to groups. I spoke to actually a group up in Bountiful. A friend of mine, Nate Webster, who works for the economic development of West Valley City, asked me to speak to some of his baseball kids that his son plays with. So I brought him out for that.
You let people touch them?
Yeah. They've been the ribbons are a little tattered from being worn. They've been dropped a few times, so one of the medals a little bit dinked, on the side.
Well, that's good though.
But it adds some character. Exactly, character. If you've seen the new ones, they look almost fake. So I like the way they look now.
Yeah,
they do. Now, a guy in our chat room found a picture of your award, and it's a good thing you're not carrying that thing around.
Is it huge?
You could hurt somebody.
I want to see it.
You could hurt somebody with that.
Here,
it's very pointy.
Here it is.
Yeah.
You could, if you tripped. And you would hurt somebody.
Thanks, chat. Appreciate that.
We have people listening to us right now who know how to look things up immediately.
All right. Well, thanks, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Nice to meet you. And congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we're going to have some messages, play a song, and crawl towards the exits coming up after these.
It's a religious week. It's a holy week.
May I sponsor this religious week?
Sure.
Dr. Cobble's aesthetics team is focused on 3 skin therapy devices for younger, healthier skin. See for yourself. Attend the Aesthetics Open House 3 to 6 p.m. Thursday, April 4th, located 9355 South, 1300 East in Sandy.
All right. Is this a list?
It is.
Officially?
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
So it's Holy Week.
Yes.
Today is Holy Thursday. It's the day of the Last Supper. And Jesus washed the apostles' feet, and they have a dinner, and
Very fitting. I'm starving after that.
I don't think they had pancakes or waffles there. I don't think. Maybe. Some sort of Middle Eastern pancake.
Jesus, a pancake or a waffle guy?
Oh, he's a pancake guy.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. I don't need anything fancy.
But I saw this list pop up today. It's quirky things Catholics do that no one understands.
Let's see if I understand it.
And anywhere else in the world, like I was saying, when you say the church, you mean the Catholic Church.
Uh-huh.
Here in Utah, you say the church, it's the LDS Church.
Yeah,
everywhere else.
Yeah.
Number 1, you own multiple rosaries. I do.
You do?
I do own multiple rosaries. You know what a rosary is?
Of course, but is there a reason you have multiple?
Some for special occasions?
Yeah. And I have my great-grandmother's rosary.
Sure.
Rosary, for people that don't know, rosary are the beads, and the significance of them is it helps you count prayers because you're supposed to say so many prayers in a row, and the way the beads are laid out on the string is there'll be like a bunch together, and you'll say the same prayer over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and then there's a break, and then another bead, and that bead is a different prayer. It helps you count your prayers, and it's weird.
Do you
That's
have like
weird.
a decorative set of rosaries?
Yeah,
Or
you can have. There's like just basic ones or prettier ones.
Mm-hmm.
You have at least one crucifix hanging in your home. I don't have one hanging.
You don't?
I don't.
I thought you'd have at least one.
You have one in your house.
I have several. Yeah.
Okay.
Carrie has a wall of clocks, and there are crucifixes on that wall, right?
I want to ask, but I think it's funnier to just leave it.
I went through a phase where my hobby was I made crucifixes and painted them bright colors, and then took paint can lids and fastened them to the crucifixes. So it was like a halo.
Cool.
And then I would nail beer bottle caps all around the edges.
Like his stool.
That's
like
cool.
like my
Yeah.
stool. Like exactly like that.
Sure.
Now let me get a visual for.
Sure. X96.com/live.
But just imagine this.
Sure.
But sorry, folks. Just imagine that, but with crucifixes and a paint can lid behind it.
Carrie had an art project.
It was my art. I made a bunch of them.
What stirred this creative inspiration?
I saw it somewhere, and I said I can do that.
I like
and
it.
you did.
I made a bunch of them.
That.
Yeah.
You have a statue of Mary in your front yard. I do. Front yard? Yeah. I do not have a statue of. My mom does, of course.
Is it big?
No, I mean, it's garden gnome sized.
Okay. It's no leaning shadow cowboy. Right?
No. Now, I have a little tiny statue of Mary.
Okay.
This is a funny story that Father Cummins gave me. You know Father Cummins.
Oh, yeah.
Long time ago, Father Cummins. And I used to keep it on my nightstand. And the first time my husband spent the night at my house before we were married, she fell off the nightstand. Like so much so that it made a noise.
Yeah.
And I looked, and he said, "What was that?" And I said, "It was my little statue of Mary that jumped off the nightstand." I don't think Mary was happy with what.
I'm still trying to figure out the front yard part with the Mary.
It's just a yard decoration. It's just you have a little statue of Mary in your garden, kind of.
Okay.
Has that been
like a garden gnome?
The church has been around for
She's
ever.
keeping an eye on things.
But American yards, not so much so. So when did that start?
Let's see. You have a lot of kids, and they're all named after saints. None of my kids are named after saints.
Not Muhammad?
So, no. Well, that's a prophet. Let's see. You have saint cards around your house.
What's a saint card?
They're little,
like a rookie card.
Yeah, it is. It's got a
Really?
picture.
X96.
It's got a picture on one side, and then on the back it says, you're the patron saint of quality footwear or whatever it is. And that was for Carrie.
Thank you.
My Moses beats your card.
Yeah. They're great bookmarks if you need a bookmark.
I'll trade you 2 St. Francis's for.
Yeah. You love a good fish fry.
Yeah.
Especially during Lent. Catholics aren't supposed to eat meat on Fridays, so you know where and McDonald's was hip to this a long time ago, and that's when they came up with the filet of fish sandwich for the Catholics.
I did not know that.
Did no one explain to the Catholics that fish is meat?
It's different. The Bible says it's probably in your documentary about religion influencing what we eat, right?
Well, it's specifically about cults influencing what we eat, but
let's not go there. But yeah, that's why McDonald's came up with the filet of fish sandwich. Was for the Catholics.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want them to stop coming to McDonald's on Fridays.
It's still one of the best things at McDonald's.
My
if you're
wife
going.
loves it. No tartar sauce.
Well, you know why? Because they make it fresh. They don't, like Big Macs and things, they make a bunch of them and they sit there for a while and wait for you to order them.
Unless you order no ketchup with ketchup packets.
That's evil.
Yeah, it is evil. Now they have to make it fresh, but you're still...
Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
you keep a little holy water on hand.
Of course.
Now, you know how Mormons keep a little consecrated oil. They keep the oil,
little canola oil. Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
The Catholics have a little, you go to the font at the church, and you can fill up little bottles. Like they did in the Lost Boys when they filled up their water pistols because they were going to go hunt vampires. It's good to have.
Do you keep it on your key ring like the Mormons?
It's good to have, just in case.
Never know when you run into a vampire.
Yeah.
And lastly, this is for Carrie. If somebody says, "May the force be with you," you say, "And also
with you." I nearly converted to Catholicism.
You did?
I was dating a girl who was a Catholic who said, "I don't think we can continue because you're not Catholic." I'm like, "Well, I'm not a Mormon either." You know. So I looked into it. Man, there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Really?
And there's a lot of standing up and sitting down.
Which is why I don't understand why Gina's a Catholic.
I can't sign a piece of paper and call it a day.
No. It's not that. Not like other religions. There's a lot of work involved. Anyway.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
That was a good list.
Yeah. There you go, REM, Pop Song 89, because on this day, in 1988, REM released their 6th studio album, Green, which is deceptive because the album cover was horrid.
I was always confused.
Yeah, featuring the singles Get Up, Pop Song 89, that one, Stand, which you've heard a million times, Orange Crush was another one on that album. Good album. Yeah.
So let's see, tomorrow, tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yes.
Jimmy will be here.
Jimmy.
And then Saturday is the big game.
Well, before that, I have a remote you can come see me. I'm sure I will wear my youth regalia at Nilsson Homes up in Ogden, 11 to 1.
On Saturday?
Yes.
And then what time does the puck drop on the football game?
It's so late. 8:15.
Really? Why? Television stuff? Probably.
Yeah, if the Utes were better this season, they probably could have rated having a earlier time slot. But
what do you mean if they were better? If they were any good this season?
Shut up.
Well, I mean, let's face it. 4 games in a row they lost. And they didn't look particularly good in the ones they won, did they?
Bill,
really.
I was saying this on Monday.
Uh-huh.
My fandom for the Utes is maternal. I love them like a mother. I love them no matter what.
Did you birth some of them?
Meaning I love them no matter what. It is not, there are no conditions there.
I think this whole idea of maternal unconditional love is nonsense anyway. I think you should, like birds, you should just push them out of the nest the second they can walk.
Well, we're getting to that.
But the game is so you won't go to the game live in person. I mean,
no, I will watch it on TV.
All right. Even though it's like a block away.
Yes.
Let's do the promo and get out of here.
Friday's Radio from Hell show, we'll have a visit from Jimmy the Wine Guy.
Oh, he can tell us more about the Radio from Hell Whiskey and History Walking and Tasting Tour on November 16th.
I want to go.
Remain seated, Bill.
Hey.
Brought to you by The Ruin, SLC, High West Distillery, and Sugar House Distillery.
I like whiskey too,
Limited space is available. Get your tickets at x96.com.
Good enough?
I do like whiskey.
I know you do.
Quite a bit.
Like more than most people?
Probably. More than's good for me.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Hey, don't you know who I am?
Remain seated, Bill.
Artie Fufkin is next.
Artie Fufkin totally pressed the rewind button.